green screen before. I feel like is it lower? All right. We're back again. I like that I can be a little bit more consistent doing outreach in between working. Okay, we're gonna get set up. Set up here. Try to keep the conversations short. I need to. What is that? I'm still learning TikTok. I'm not sure how to put. Actually, take the mirror off. I'm not sure how to put a. Is it about me? Show an intro of yourself and your community. Yeah. Okay. So this is what I need to do. I hope this will save right from one stream to the next. I can't spell. Okay, so did that work? Maybe. When you guys join, do you see like an about me now? Jason, you're the first. What's up, Ben?
What's up?
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I didn't see it. I didn't see any about you.
Okay, maybe it doesn't come up automatically.
I can hear your cat.
Yeah. He probably wants some food. I didn't feed him breakfast. Whoops. Are you hungry, buddy?
Oh yeah, it's in the comments, right?
Yeah, I think so. It should pop up. Like I've seen it on other people's
now I see it.
Like from time
I
to time.
thought it would be an extra thing.
Yeah, it just like comes up in the comments sometimes. Okay, cool. Yeah, it probably took it a second for like their AI to like verify that it was okay. Like now Nova wants some cat food. Leave him alone. Okay, so we have some people requesting up already.
Yep.
Scary Harry. Are you an adult?
Yeah, I'm an adult.
Yeah, you are.
I'm gay.
We're not here to talk about that. Harry just came out of the closet, I think. Good for you, Harry. Is this next guy here? Okay, this next guy's in here. Yeah, my cat does eat a plant-based diet. I get Nature's Hug. I don't have a bag up here because I dump it into another container. It's called Nature's Hug. They make cat food and dog food, all plant-based. I have some taurine that I supplement because it's like a taurine. It's vegan. I don't know if you can see the vegan label there. Animal-free product with a vegan label. So I sprinkle that on his food. There's some other supplements you can get too, but like taurine, the food that a lot of food that fits the standard, it's a lot of them are at the minimum, and taurine, which is like 0.25%, cats can process up to like 5 or 6% taurine, which is a lot. Like that's a huge window. So it's pretty good to sprinkle a little bit on there so it's not like at the minimum. You can probably do that with a couple of other things too, but yeah, I have talked to my vet about my dogs and my cat eating plant-based, and the vet didn't know that she was like she's actually really cool. She printed out a couple of studies, and she printed out some resources that I could reach out to an animal nutritionist. And yeah, she's like, I don't know. She's like, I can't tell you one way or another. So like, look into these things, and maybe reach out to one of these other people, and they'll know better than me. So like, that's why I really like my vet. She's really cool. Other vets that I've been around are completely horrible people. Like, so yeah, I'm not really going to get into that, but definitely if you have a companion animal, make sure you're going to a good vet. Like, ask them hard questions and see what they say. And if they admit that they don't know something, like, that's probably a good vet to go to. Otherwise, people like that, people that are honest, that when they admit they don't know something and they want to learn more about it, like, it's hard to find people like that. And your animals deserve the best. Yes, Jason, I do. I can add you to that. Send a message on the Discord. There's channels that are hidden on the Discord that I can add you into if you want to be like a contributor to any of the projects, or like a content creator. And yeah, there's like logos and different graphics and things like that you can use. I'll put them in those channels so they're easy to get to. Yeah, let's get into more conversation. So actually I guess I can't do that very easily, can I? It just like hides the screen. I have a piece of paper I wanted to like hold up and ask some of these questions. I'm not sure how to do this. I guess maybe we'll try it another time. I just have to turn the background off, I guess. Waiting.
Yeah.
You, what's up? Are you over 18?
Rated teen?
Are you 18? Yeah. Are you over 18? Are you an
My
adult?
bad. I'm 17. Sorry.
That's all right. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments. You have to be over 18 to come up onto the live.
Hello.
Hello.
Yo.
Marcos, we're gonna do. Okay, thanks, man.
Okay, he left.
You're over 18, right?
Yes, I'm 19.
Okay. Do you know what veganism is?
It's when you don't eat meat or something like that.
That would be vegetarian, right? Vegetarians don't eat meat.
Wait, no. Veganism doesn't eat any animal-produced product, I think.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. So vegetarian is a diet, right? You can be vegetarian for your health. You can be vegetarian for like climate change or things like that.
So veganism is like everything, like milk, dairy, like you can only drink like plant-based stuff like almond milk, and then like eat plant-based food. It like
Yeah,
doesn't matter, just not animals.
we practice a plant-based diet, right? But it extends past the diet. So it's clothing, entertainment, any choice that you make, any decision that you make where you're consuming something, like just like purchasing anything is what I mean when I say consume. We choose to not support exploitation, right? So veganism is an ethical principle to reject non-human animal exploitation.
Right. I have a question real quick.
Sure.
Would you mind letting my little brother up?
If he's under 18, he's not allowed up. But you can.
He's my little brother, please.
No, that's not allowed. It's not my rule. It's TikTok rule.
I mean, they won't know unless you like actually physically say his age.
Just you can ask questions for him, right?
Okay, Kason. Just tell me what you want to ask, and then I'll tell him. We could have a three-way. I'll be the messenger. Is that a beanie on your head?
Yeah, it's a hat. It's a brimless hat.
Oh.
Makes sense.
What brand is it?
Fedora.
Oh, Fedora. Oh, you said Fedora. Oh, like, so the things
Fedora.
that make like those hats that Discord moderators wear.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not sure. So what's stopping you from being vegan?
He's not gonna let you up, Kason. You have to be over 18 to get up. I'm sorry. Next time I see you online, I'll invite you to a live, or I'll just come into your room and show you to join it.
What's stopping you from being vegan?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I just like me. I like chicken nuggets.
There's plant-based chicken nuggets, right?
It just doesn't have the same taste. Like, have you ever gone to McDonald's?
It's got the same taste. All right, we're gonna try to keep the conversations quick. Come up if you're open-minded.
Hello?
All right, Marcos, you're up. You're over 18, right?
Yes, I'm 22.
Awesome. Do you know what veganism is?
Yeah, I understand the concept. I've also
Yeah.
been listening since the last person was in here.
Yeah, you were here. So, what's stopping you from being vegan?
It's not like I've tried to be vegan, but I do have some people that I know that are vegan, and they have made me try certain things. And I can't lie, some vegan food is really good. It just,
Yeah.
I don't know. Protein is like the main source of my diet. Like, I feel like if I don't get protein, I don't feel right. Like at a meal, if I don't get my protein, it just doesn't feel like a meal. I don't get full all the way.
Yeah, so like
That's
protein
why.
comes from plants, right? You can get everything that you need from a plant-based diet nutritionally. So what about other aspects of your life, right? Because you're kind of just talking about a diet.
Um, Other aspects of my life, I mean, I don't really look into what exactly they exploit animals for, in terms of like clothes and all that kind of stuff. You know,
Yeah,
I
so
don't
like
know.
the main things are like leather, wool, silk. You know, there's
Oh
things.
no, yeah, I don't really wear none of that. I don't wear leather.
Yeah,
I don't, I don't wear wool. I don't wear silk. I feel like silk is more of like a rich people thing.
yeah. Do you know what happens to those silkworms to get the silk from them?
Well, don't they kill them? Like they pull out all the silk from their body after they're dead.
Yeah, well, they pull the silk out of their body. And they do it so much that they die. Yeah, they kill them. Um, I think I saw somewhere that they like boil them. Like
So
there's
how
a
do you
lot of like
feel
crazy
about?
things.
Is it also within your practices to not eat certain vegetables because the the farming for those vegetables are animal exploitation?
Personally, yeah, I do. Um, I don't know about all vegans, but yeah, I mean, I feel like you probably should.
Because I've definitely heard something about like beans and corn.
Not
They're like
beans.
not beans.
No beans. You're okay eating beans. Um, but like people talk about like avocados and almonds. Um, you know, like maybe you should be more mindful when you're purchasing those things because like and there's a lot of other things too. There's like probably a dozen different plants that I feel like you should be a little bit more mindful of if you're vegan about the bees. But it's not required to use bees to produce these plants. So if you look into where those plants are coming from and you can you know, there's actually a bee free certification as well. So if you know where they're coming from and they don't use bees, you know, then obviously there's no exploitation behind those products. But
And I also feel like I don't know. This may be completely untrue. I don't really do any research about it, but I feel like veganism is as a whole more expensive, like living with as a vegan
it doesn't
is
have to
more
be.
expensive.
You can you probably will save money. But I mean, it can cost the same. So like if you all your nutrition can be met, if it can cost the same or even save you money, and I mean honestly, you can even be healthier if you eat a really well planned plant-based diet, eat whole foods. Um, like what would stop you from living vegan? Like you can learn more at Animal Justice 21 there. That's what this is up here for.
Okay. I think the main thing stopping me is, I mean, I've seen in 2026, I've seen somebody put $15 on in the grocery store and put together a meal, and the cheapest thing out of all of that stuff is plant based,
Yeah.
like the rice and whatever onions or vegetables you want to put in it.
Yep.
Like meat is usually the most expensive, but it just seems worth it to me. I don't know.
Worth it to you. What about the animals? You got to think from the animals' perspective. If you were in the position of the animals, would you want people to make up excuses or you try to justify doing that? Or when we have other
I mean,
alternatives, would you want people to
if
just
I was
stop?
in their position, I wouldn't be intelligent enough to understand that it's wrong.
They don't understand the full concept like we do, right? But in the moment when we're taking these animals out, they want to continue to live. So why are we going against what they want?
I mean, that's a good question. I mean, it's a hierarchy in society. That's really what it is. I mean,
Yeah, it's like a
certain
human
humans aren't
supremacy.
treated. Even certain humans aren't treated good enough. Like
Right, but you
other
don't like
humans.
support that, do you?
Of course not.
You're
Of
against
course
that,
not.
right? So are vegans, but we just also extend that to other animals as well.
I mean, like, I understand the concept of it. It's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I try to, like, especially with products and stuff that I'm gonna use on my body. Like, I know
Yeah.
they don't. Most companies, they don't do it anymore with quotation marks. But I know that in the past, a lot of makeup companies, body care companies, deodorant company, any kind of company that has to do with putting stuff on your body, they did animal testing.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of them still do. So when you buy products like that, look for a cruelty-free label. If you get cruelty-free
Yeah, I
products,
use this. Hold on, I gotta look at it because it's the first time I bought it. It's very natural. It's called Method Man.
yeah, Method makes a lot of vegan and plant-based products. But you have to also
And
be
I
careful
use
because,
Native.
yeah, Native is a. I'm pretty sure the whole Native brand is vegan and cruelty-free. You have
Yeah.
to make sure that they're vegan as well though, because some cruelty-free products are not vegan. Like they're not tested on animals, but then they use animals to make the product. Um, but
Yeah, because
most
I
of the
know
time, if it's vegan, it is cruelty-free as well.
some natural like body washes and stuff have like beeswax in there, right?
Yeah, I don't think. Um, or yeah, you just said natural. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like there can be things labeled natural and then not be vegan and not be cruelty-free. Um, so
Would
yeah,
you say, like, I understand the whole point is to like respect these animals and understand that they're beings too, but like, would you say pay attention to all these things takes a lot of time out of your life?
no, it literally just takes a second. Find those products that you want to use, and sometimes like now I know, like that was probably the hardest part when I was going to the grocery store trying to find
Yeah, like
the
that's what I'm
things that I
saying. Like when
wanted,
you
looking
first
at
started, have
labels.
you ever not been vegan?
Yeah, of course. I've only been vegan for like 2 years.
Okay, so when you first started, that's what I'm saying. Like when you
Yeah.
first started, how hard was it to you on your day-to-day life to figure everything out?
It wasn't that hard.
Like,
So it was like one day I had extra time. I went to the grocery store. I walked through the entire grocery store. I looked at everything, like not physically picked it up and looked at it, but I went down every aisle and I like scanned the like every aisle and I tried to find all like the plant-based food that I could. Um, I went to a couple different grocery stores actually at like throughout the whole week, and I found, I found stuff that I wanted to try. I looked at the labels. I made sure that they were vegan. Um, instead of, I normally do really quick shopping. So like normally I'll go and I'll just grab everything and I'll leave, and I'm in and out in a couple minutes. But that one time I went there, I was there for like a couple hours, and I found a bunch of like products that I want to eat that are healthy. So like now I know. It literally took like a couple hours, and I figured out where everything is, and then the hardest part was actually right after that. The grocery store rearranged everything, so then I had to do it all over again. But like that's if you do that one time, you basically know. And same with other products. Once you
yeah, that makes
you
sense.
switch, you find other brands. Like you already use like the Method and the Native brands. Like once you
I
know,
use
then you
that
know.
because I
So
got sensitive skin.
yeah,
All the chemicals that's in the old spices and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it gives me blisters.
yeah, actually, me too. So I was already using products like that before I was vegan, and then I just extended it to all the other choices that I make. So sounds like you're really open-minded. Go check out this resource, Animal Justice 21. There's a chat on there if you have any other questions. There's also a Discord you can join, and yeah. So trying to keep the conversations quick. So if you have anything else you want to say, I'm gonna move on to the next person.
Um, I have one more question for you. What what like was there a specific event that made you become vegan?
Yeah, my cat died.
Let's see. And also one more quick question. Like, do you ever research or look into or worry about these companies lying to you about these products being actually vegan?
I mean, not that much. But yeah, I mean, personally, I try to not buy from companies that are owned by like bigger companies that do exploit animals. So like, I have a product here now that I don't generally buy, but I can just use it as an example. This is Gardein. I don't know if you can see it. This is like plant-based chicken sandwiches. I got it because it's on sale. But this company is owned by ConAgra, which is a company that it's like one of the biggest animal exploiting companies like in the country. So I don't like to support companies like that, but they have their own like vegan products, their own vegan brand, right? So
What about the grocery stores themselves? Like,
if you can
like,
go
do
to
you
a farmer's
certain
market,
grocery stores for your food, or do you just go to the regular Walmart, Meijer?
I go to different places. I don't generally go to Walmart, but Walmart does have some decent options sometimes. They actually just had a big sale at Walmart. They got rid of like there was the Just Chicken. I don't know if you've heard of that. They were
Yeah, I've heard of that.
they were selling those for like $1 or $2 a bag instead of like $6 a bag. So I got a bunch of them. I heard Walmart's coming out with their own line of plant-based products, so that's why they were making shelf space and getting rid of the other stuff. So it could be a better place to go in the future. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I go to a couple different grocery stores. I live right in town near. I have like probably 4 or 5 grocery stores that are near me. So I go to different stores for different products. You know.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, man. I appreciate you
Yeah.
helping me understand exactly what this is.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up. Give me a follow and come back after you start the animal justice reflection for a couple of days. Come back up and let me know how everything's going.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks. See ya. Is that a duck? What's your picture of Grug?
It's a duck.
It is a duck. Are you an adult?
Mm-hmm.
So do you know what veganism is? Did you hear me explain it earlier, or did you just get here?
Yeah, definitely.
So what is veganism?
It's where you don't buy products that harm animals, or test animals, or include any animal products.
Right. So veganism is an ethical principle to reject exploitation. Does that make sense? So like that's what we practice is a plant-based diet, buying cruelty-free things, not supporting like zoos and aquariums where they use animals for entertainment, like carriage rides and things like that. It's something that they still do here in the town near me. It's a big history town, so they have like you can ride horses around and you can get rides in like this carriage and the horse pulls the carriages. So like they're exploiting those animals for those things, right?
You could say.
Yeah. So what's stopping you from being vegan? Is that something that sounds like it aligns with your values?
Yes, but no, because there's several reasons why I'm not. An example is, ancient tribes used to hunt bison and they used lots of the parts of it for use like we do. So we're not really exploiting the animals, we're using them to their fullest extent.
Right, so you're talking about back when it was more necessary to use animals. So, We don't need to do any of that now, though, right? So, like, imagine if somebody was doing that to a dog, and they were like, you know, we're using the whole dog. It's okay. Like, we're gonna eat its flesh, and then we're gonna turn them into a jacket or something like that. Do you think that that would be okay when we could just like let them live and go eat some plants?
Well, that species is not meant to be hurt. That species is meant to be a friend. And
Well, what's the difference?
Well, the difference is we spent years and years of breeding these to be, you know, eaten and used. And
Right.
why waste that?
You don't think that's a problem to selectively breed animals? They basically, at this point, we've been selectively breeding them to produce whatever we want to take from them, to the point where a lot of these animals are like disabled. Like, as they grow up, like they have all these higher risks of having all these issues, or even just like dying like super young because of the way that we've been treating them. Don't you think they deserve a little bit better?
Yeah, sure, but can you give me an example of that?
So, like chickens, do you know how old chickens are when they're sent to a slaughterhouse?
I believe about a year or so when they're fully matured.
Yeah, that's like for egg-laying chickens. Egg-laying chickens live between like around a year and a half. But for chickens that are used for their flesh, they only live around 40 days. Like
That's
six,
when they fully mature, though.
like 6 weeks.
You
Yeah,
know.
I mean, they can live like 10, 15 years or even longer. It's like less than 1% of their natural life. We breed them and then we take them out. Literally less than 1%.
Sorry, Manny.
You were muted for a second. What'd you
I
say?
was. Yeah, the thing was lagging out. That's when the animals are fully mature for meat. And these animals that we're murdering, well, not murdering, but slaughtering, they're typically roosters, where they don't serve any other use but to help make the other eggs. And there's other roosters that help produce all the other eggs. And there's free-range chickens. Like, I took a vacation to Puerto Rico, and there's chickens just walking around.
Yeah, but
So what you're saying is not entirely true.
Well, no, it is true. I'm talking about like the overwhelming majority of these animals. Like, why do you think that it's okay to use these animals when they don't want to be used like that?
Well, it's the natural food chain. Ancient humans, they were not ancient, but until every single generation up till even now, there was practically no people who were selectively being vegan because it was very difficult. And now that it's easy, it's just, if you're in a difficult place, you practically have no other choice but to be omnivorous.
So most people that don't really have a choice, they're mainly plant-based. But like, we're not talking about people that don't have another choice. We're talking about you, and you do have other choices, right? And there has been people that have been vegan or vegetarian. Vegan's more of a newer concept, but there's been people that have been against exploitation as much as possible for forever, like for thousands of years.
Okay, and why are you vegan and not vegetarian? Because there's several benefits, from an example of eggs, ostrich eggs, and it doesn't hurt them.
Like I said, chickens that are used for their eggs, they only live around 1 year because that's when they produce the most eggs, 1 to 2 years. So they breed them, they use them for their eggs, and as soon as their production declines, they take them out. So we make all these decisions in our interest without considering the animals at all. Are you open to learning more about it? You should go to Animal Justice 21 and really ask yourself, there's reflection questions there that you can just ask yourself. You can do it with your family or your friends and talk about it together.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
thank you for your time.
Thanks. Are you gonna check out the resources?
Most likely.
Okay. Yeah, if you check it out, give me a follow, come back and let me know how it's going. If you have any other questions, you can like reach out to people on there. Or like I said, come back and ask me here. Who was that? Can you guys hear the dogs barking outside? Being crazy. Alright, let's bring the next person up. Alright, so we're doing pretty good so far. Good conversations. I want to try to make them even quicker if we can. Yeah, that person had a young sounding voice, but they said that they were adult. And it was a decent conversation, so. Mickey, weren't you up here the other day?
Up here the other day?
Yeah, were you up here
I
the
don't think
other
so.
day?
I don't think so. I don't
No.
remember it.
Okay, maybe
Wait,
it was,
what time?
maybe it was just another Mickey.
What time the other day?
Probably around the same time. Do you know what veganism is?
Not really. Besides eating vegetables, that's pretty much what I've been told.
Yeah, I don't. Some people say that sometimes. Like, aren't vegans people that just eat vegetables? I don't know one person. I know a lot of vegans. I don't know one person that only eats vegetables. So
Not only eats vegetables, but like eats the
yeah.
the vegan meat, whatever it's called. Like I know they eat tofu, all that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. So I just wanted to put that out there. I wasn't trying to say that that's what you were saying, but I've heard that before. I just think it's kind of funny. Yeah, there's a ton of different things that you can eat that are plants. The most people eat mostly plants anyway, you know. But veganism isn't just a diet, right? You're just kind of talking about a diet and food. Veganism is a ethical principle to reject exploitation. Does that make sense? So it includes a plant-based diet. It includes basically anytime you're making a decision to like purchase something, that we consider the animals that are exploited for those products, and we choose an alternative instead.
so I heard that you were talking about using native and all that. That's why I wanted to come up here to get an opinion on what kind of brand I use.
Yeah, like here's a native. I got this. I don't remember where I got this. Somebody gave this to me, I think. But this is what I'm talking about for other people that don't know.
Yeah, I know what native is. It's just like, so I use something called, I'm not sure if you know, but you probably do know, something called Dr. Squatch.
Yeah.
I use that. Is that, I mean, I've been personally using it since since pretty much they came out.
Right.
With it.
I don't know too much about that brand. I don't know. I know that they have a lot of stuff that's not vegan. I don't know if it's cruelty free. It might be because they try to be like more natural, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you just have to look at the specific product that you're getting. You can just search it online and you should be able to find information about it.
I mean, most of their bars of soap say like natural oils. It goes made in a cold process way.
Yeah.
Some other stuff. I never really read the ingredients to it because I'm not a big reader.
Yeah, and there's some apps that you can get on your phone, and you can like scan products, and it'll tell you if it's vegan or not. Yeah, so that's maybe look into something like that. I can't really recommend one specifically for all products, but there is one that I use sometimes, like for food specifically. It's called the Buyer app, Buyr, Buyer. You can filter like for vegan products. So that's, you have to turn the vegan button on or whatever, and then when you scan stuff, if it's not vegan, it highlights that ingredient and explains why. But it tells you like who owns the company and things like that too. So it has some other benefits to using that app if you want to know like kind of more about the company behind whatever the product is.
Alright.
Are you open to learning more? Would you sign up for Animal Justice 21? It's an ethical reflection challenge for 21 days. There's like a couple short paragraphs to read. You can even listen to it. There's a button for each day where it'll read it like a you can just listen to it. And then it has a couple of reflection questions. You answer the questions, and then it'll unlock the next day for tomorrow. So you got to come back 21 days. And like there's research studies, there's other videos you can watch if you have more time. But yeah, you can learn a lot that way and really ask yourself important questions.
I mean, I'll have to think about it because I never really tried any of like the vegan type of stuff, and I'm always like a person that will try something, but not like all the time. Like if it looks like unpleasing to me, I'm not gonna eat it. If it looks like what's that one thing from a cheese chitlin burger from Arby's? If it look like that, I'm not finna touch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so just think about animal products as what, look, you have to view animal products as what they actually are. Like, there's a victim behind that, right? Animals aren't meant to be products. Animals are meant to be animals. Like, we're animals, right? We don't want to be turned into products. So when you stop viewing animals as products and objects and you start viewing animals as subjects like they are, then anything that has exploitation behind it is unappealing, right? It kind of like people get grossed out by that because you have to, when you see a chicken sandwich, like you see the chicken, right? Like so there's delicious plant-based food. It looks good. It tastes good. And like you said, there's other products that are like natural for you that are made from plants. So yeah, just do some research. Let me know if you have any questions. You can come back up another time, okay?
All right, bet.
All right, thanks.
No problem, man.
All right, grass. You're an adult, right?
Correct, yes.
So did you hear me explain what veganism is to the last person, or do you?
No, I know what it is, though.
You know what it is? What is it? Can you explain it to me?
Isn't it just where you cut off, like, you don't eat any product from an animal or an animal, like any living organism?
Not living organisms. Like plants are living organisms, right? It's more about sentience. It's about having a subjective experience, and
Yeah.
it's not.
I know something. Y'all don't eat eggs and milk and stuff like that, though. That's just vegetarian, right?
Right, vegetarian's a diet. So veganism is an ethical principle to reject exploitation. That's the easiest way to say it. So when you have that mindset, then we follow a plant-based diet, right? Because if you're not following a plant-based diet, then you're supporting animal exploitation. But yeah, then it extends to other things. Like we don't wear leather, wool, silk.
Yeah.
We don't use animals for entertainment or for animal testing or anything like that. So does that sound like that kind of aligns with your values?
I'm not gonna lie. I was raised on a farm, so I've had to I've killed over probably 500 animals. It's just the lifestyle I was raised in. It's not a choice or anything. I mean, I don't enjoy it personally, but also I know,
Right.
I know how the food chain works. I think that I mean, I could go vegan.
Yeah.
I do enjoy meat though a lot, but also like I've never been the type to like hate on vegan people and their food and stuff, because there are like good, like when you learn how to cook and stuff, there's some good shit you can make.
Yeah.
And there's ways to like, alternate proteins and stuff. I guess personally though, I've been just so used to eating meat that it's just like what I prefer and stuff. I would never eat plant-based meat. I've tried it and it's just really nasty to me.
Yeah, I've
Or
had some that's
the
kind of
printer
weird.
meat, I don't think printer meat is good either.
But why? So you have to think about the animals, right? Wouldn't you prefer, if you had a choice between killing an animal or letting an animal live, wouldn't you choose to let the animal live?
Depend on my situation. If I'm hungry, I'm sorry, but
But you can eat something
it's
else.
just. But it depends on the situation, and also like, it also depends on like where you're from. When you're raised how I was raised, that's you take the animal, but you take every part of it. You don't waste any of it. You use everything.
So that's kind of a pro-slavery argument too, right? People were like, this is how we grew up. We've been doing this forever. We're gonna it's people don't want to change. They're getting so many benefits from it. Does that kind of sound like there's a lot of similarities there to you?
No, dude, people were being like raped and stuff, and slavery. People were being like, those are animals beings and stuff. I don't enjoy taking animals' lives, no, but also if you have a family to feed, it's just what's necessary. And
it's not necessary.
All around the world have been doing it for centuries.
Right, that's a pro-slavery argument. It's not necessary. You realize these animals are enslaved just like humans were? They're literally selectively bred and artificially inseminated.
I don't support the mass slaughter farms. I don't support animals having their heads caged between feeding lines. I don't support them being fed to be completely obese to the point where they can't even move. Like, I don't. No, I like I said, I got all of my own meat. All of my meat, I know where it's from. It's from a family farm. I don't support the industry.
I went to a local family-owned dairy farm down the street from my house because I wanted to just go see what it was. I got there, it's a factory farm. They have over 2,500 cows locked in 3 giant warehouses. You would never know unless you actually went there. It says local, small family farm. I'm just talking about my example here. I went to another farm. I went to 3 farms that day. I went to a goat farm, and I couldn't see any of the goats. The farmer told me that she was doing something with them. They were all locked in the barn. I went to a small cow farm where they sell like meat and a lot of other animal products. The very first cow that I saw limped over to me. Their leg was injured. And then I went to the dairy farm, and it turned out to be a factory farm. So they were all.
And I'm sorry that's how it was, but you can't tell me no, it wasn't a family farm. Like, you totally cut me off.
They were all family farms. I've been there
personally. They have 2 bedrooms and they have like 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a barn, and like 50 acres. Like, it's a family farm. There's no factory.
So they have 1 slave instead of having 100 slave or 1,000 slaves. Well, how does that make it any better?
I'm not gonna even buy it. Yours.
All right, bye. I only want to talk to open-minded people. People that want to learn more and want to respect animals. She was literally just making excuses. Yeah. Don't make excuses like that. Blue Jay, you were here the other day, weren't you? Oh, we need more requests. Request up if you think you know what veganism is. Come up and tell me. I'm gonna get my food ready. I'm making some chicken sandwich. Plant-based chicken sandwich. I've never had these before. I'll try this for the first time. What's up, Nelf? Vegan Anthem. How's everybody doing over here? We have more people in here than we do over here. Which is weird because normally there's more people in the TikTok. What's up, Neil? What's up? Another damn vegan. I see people are getting timed out. We have some ridiculous people in the comments. Nova is staring me down. This is mine. She's looking at me like, you're gonna give me some of that, right? I don't eat bread that often. Normally when I do, it's like peanut butter. And I share it with her all the time, so I think anytime she sees me with bread in my hand, she's like, give me some of that. She's like inching closer and closer. Oh, you're so good. Oh, we have a couple of people requesting up. That was quick. Wait, here's the person with the duck again. Weren't you just up here?
No, that was a different person.
Really? You have like the same picture.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing that.
Why?
What's up, bro?
What's going on?
Not much. Just seeing if you're having a good day today.
Yeah.
That's good. A lot of people joining.
Somewhat.
Gotcha.
Your profile picture, it's you holding a fish out of water.
Yes, sir.
You ever realize that taking a fish out of water is kind of like trying to hold a dog underwater?
Yeah, but I always catch and release, and I get them off the hook as fast as I can. I know how bad it is.
So
I'm not gonna
like,
purposely let them just sit out of water.
it's like hooking a dog and holding them underwater and then pulling them back out and taking the hook out of their mouth.
Well, you win some, you lose some. I am feeding them. They do take a lot of my worms, so. But I'm not just gonna purposely let them sit out of the water until they die. They go right back and swim wherever they want. So I know that they're good.
You know what? I used to fish. I used to go fishing. What I thought about, instead of going fishing, right? Like you wanna,
Yeah.
people that do catch and release, right? You catch a fish, you pull the fish out, you like look at the fish, and then you throw them back in. Like why don't you get like an underwater camera, put the camera in the water, you know, like take pictures of the fish in their own natural environment, and then you know
That'd
it's
be
kind of
more
like the same
aesthetic.
thing.
Yeah, I get that. But it's just a little bit of fun to get them, you know. Get some cool pics with them if they're huge, whatnot. But I do understand that it does hurt them.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna, yeah.
And it's completely unnecessary, right?
Yeah, it's just, It's just more of a hobby type of thing.
So you know what veganism is?
I know like what vegan, like just like not killing animals, like just natural stuff, you know. I know that. And your dog?
Yeah, she's begging me. So,
Gotcha.
Ben, do you want to take this conversation so I can kind of finish my food?
Is he here?
Yeah, so veganism is an ethical principle to reject animal exploitation. Does that make sense to you? Does that kind of sound like it aligns with your values? Like you wouldn't harm an animal for something that you don't need, right?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, we kind of do need them, but we can also get protein from other stuff.
Right. So we tell ourselves that it's necessary, but it's not actually necessary when you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like what's stopping you from being vegan?
That's a tough question. I don't know. I like burgers, pizza, like all of that. I just love it. I don't know. I can't really find myself just eating like just natural stuff. I don't know. It's not something I really want to or would eat.
Yeah, so you can get vegan burgers, you can get vegan pizza, vegan tacos, anything that you normally eat, you can get vegan. Like I'm eating a vegan chicken sandwich right now.
Is this like good as the normal stuff?
Yeah, literally, like you can't tell the difference. There was a blind taste test that some people did with burgers, plant-based burgers, and like burgers that are made from a cow. The people that were in the taste test, they actually preferred the plant-based burger. They didn't know the difference.
I might have to try that out. I thought it'd like taste weird. Like just, I don't know.
I've had some plant-based steaks that did taste weird. Like there are some things that do taste a little bit funny, but if you don't like that brand, like try a different brand, right? It's the same with anything. Like it could be the same exact like product, just made by a different company, and you're gonna like that way better. So it's especially with like the vegan cheeses, the plant-based cheeses. If you try one and you don't like it, like get a different brand or try a different, flavor or something.
Is it like still in the price range as like normal?
Some are. So, you can follow any budget that you need. Some things are more expensive, some things are cheaper, so.
Gotcha. I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm also like not the one killing them too. I mean, I also like to think if no one eats it, it's just gonna go to waste and they die for no reason, you know?
I'm gonna share a link. I'm going to share a link here in the comments. Go to that site. You can see your impact. You can see how many animals on average are exploited for one person in specific countries, and even breaks it down into regions if you look at the details. Hundreds of animals. You can spare hundreds of animals per year from a life of exploitation. Like you're not going to make, it's a drop in the ocean, right? But still, to those animals, like imagine like over 200 animals right in front of you right now. Like to those animals, it's their entire world. Like you are the difference for those animals.
Yeah, they would love you for that.
Yeah.
Same with like cats and dogs. We don't need them really.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Like horses and it's kind of weird because same with rabbits. A lot of people view rabbits as like pets. Like they're cute and fluffy and people want to like love on them. But then like there's a whole group of people that are like rabbits are here for us to eat them. Like rabbits are made of meat. Like Yeah. It's like it sounds like you're more on the side of animals are here with us, not for us.
know some people who are both. I mean, they have them as pets, but they also like to eat them. You know, it's I don't know.
Yeah, you sound like an open-minded person. So yeah, I would just suggest going to animaljustice21.org. Check out some of the resources there. Do the daily reflection for it's 21 days, so you can get through there. Don't eat any animal
There's
products.
still like protein in it though, right?
Oh yeah. I normally get between like 100 and 150 grams of protein a day.
Oh, okay.
All from plants.
That's good.
Normally in 2 meals also.
All right. That might be better than actual meat, like a meal.
Yeah. Yeah, so give me a follow, come back up in a couple of days. Let me know how things are going.
Alright. I'll catch you later.
Alright, thanks.
Yep.
What was that guy's name? Are you still here? Put a comment in here. I forget what your username was already. Ellie. I really like that name, Ellie.
Hello?
What's up? Your name is Ellie, right?
Hey, how are you? Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I am great, thank you. I know bits and pieces of veganism. Like I know it's a moral thing, and it's also like a just no eating animal or any animal products. But I would like to learn more about it.
All right, great. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to talk to people like that. So why do you so let me just get the definition out of the way. Like what you were talking about is things that we do. You said like morals. So it's an ethical principle to reject animal exploitation, right? So like that, it sounds like that's where your values are, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, definitely.
Wait, as in like I don't think that animals should be treated that way. That's what I'm saying. Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, check out the Animal Justice 21 resource. There's 21 days of reflection questions. It goes through all the different animals and all the different kinds of exploitation. It'll teach you kind of how you can speak up for the animals as well, and why we should be vegan, and how you can help the animals. Yeah, so you can learn everything. You can learn everything there, basically. So I really appreciate you coming up and being open-minded. Do you have any other questions?
Honestly, I don't have any more questions. I just typed in the website you put in, so I'm gonna check that out. And I really appreciate what you're doing, because no animal, nothing living should ever be treated that way.
Yeah, so yeah, go check out the first day there. It's about sentience. So that's what separates living animals from living plants, right?
Got you. Well, thank you so much, and you have a great one.
All right, awesome. Yeah, you too. Give me a follow and come back up
Absolutely.
in a couple of days. Whoa, whoops. Why did the buttons change? Oh, I guess that's because... Oh, I don't know.
Hey Jake, how's it going?
What's up, Ruha? I'm doing well.
Can I address to someone in the comments that's just been driving me nuts, and it's quite relevant to what Ellie was saying about living things. There's a person in the comments that just kind of loiters around vegan lives. I think they were in your live yesterday, and they were in mine as well. And their same argument is over and over again about whether little swimmers are alive or not.
Oh, yeah.
I guess why we should be against, personal masturbation, I guess. I don't know. But their argument is about the fact that, sperm is alive. And just to address this, veganism, like Jake already stated, I have stated many times, we're not against unaliving things that are alive, because there are many things that are alive that we unalive on a daily basis, such as bacteria and viruses. Like every time that you go to the bathroom and hopefully you wash your hands, you are doing that so that you can unalive the bacteria and potentially some viruses that might be lingering in your hands. That's why we also bathe. That's why we also take vaccines and antibiotics and any of this other type of medicine. Just because something is alive, that doesn't mean that we are against unaliving it. We're against exploiting sentient beings. Sperm, bacteria, viruses, plants, those are not sentient beings. That means they don't have the capacity for a first-hand experience. So, Red Fox, if you're still in the comments, just go at it, dude. just keep doing what you're doing. Like, it doesn't go against veganism, and it's not a gotcha for vegans. So again, sentient beings versus living things. And I think myself and a bunch of other vegans in the comments have tried to explain this to them. I thought maybe that a audio explanation might do it. Hopefully they'll leave it alone. But that's all I wanted to say.
All right, thank you. Yeah, well said. Christian's up next. Are you an adult?
Hello.
Hello.
Yo, thank you for saving all that meat for me, bro. I enjoyed having my steak last night.
Is that all you're gonna say?
Yeah, that's really all I had to say.
All right. Notice when people say my steak and my meat, like it's not yours. You took it from someone else. This guy's name is Pork. Are you over 18?
Yeah.
Why is your name Pork?
Like John Pork?
Do you know what veganism is?
Where you eat plants?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. It's an ethical principle against exploiting animals. So, we practice a plant-based diet, and then we're conscious about other things that we purchase and consume. And if there's exploitation behind it, then we choose a different alternative. Does that make sense?
What do you mean by exploitation?
So, like anything that exploits an animal. Exploitation means like unjust or unfair treatment against someone's will. So these animals want to live, they want to be happy. They don't want to be used for their whatever that we're taking from them, right?
Well, what about like overpopulated species that are like destroying the planet?
You mean like humans?
I mean, yeah, but like there's also like other species too.
What about them?
I mean, what if people just like eat them?
Do you think they want to be eaten? Or ate?
I mean,
Can't talk today. Nova, back up. Are you still there?
What?
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said. Did you answer the question?
I mean, I guess, but like, they're also like, I mean, they're also destroying like everything else.
Yeah, so like,
I mean, I guess they can live, but like, I don't know, is it like really worth it?
if we have other alternatives to like manage population sizes or whatever, do you think we should use those other alternatives instead of taking these animals out?
I mean, like, there isn't really like that many other substitutions too.
There are. They're just generally not as. They're just generally like more expensive, or they're not tested at scale. But don't you think that if we have other alternatives, we should be advocating for those other alternatives, trying to make them cheaper?
I mean, would you pay the money for that? Because that's probably going to come out of like people's money to do that.
Yeah, it'll probably come from like our taxes and things like that. But like our tax money is already taken and spent to exploit animals now.
I mean,
For example, in the U.S., if the United States went vegan, right? Let's say all of the United States went vegan, we would save around $200 billion a year, because we're not spending it exploiting animals, and there would be generally there would be some like health cost savings. People would generally be healthier. But yeah, a lot of your money goes to exploiting animals and to prop up these industries.
mm,
So what's stopping you from being vegan?
I'm vegetarian, so.
Right. So you still exploit like 10, you've cut out 90% of the exploitation that you pay for. Why do you still exploit the other 10%? You've made like the biggest step.
I mean, I only eat like eggs and milk, and I feel like that's not really that harmful to a animal.
I talked about this a little bit earlier. So chickens that lay eggs, they generally they're bred into existence for us, right? And then they produce the most eggs like the first cycle, which is generally between like 1 and 2 years old, and then after that the production would decline, so they're just replaced with other chickens. They generally only live like a year or two. So we're making all these decisions to benefit us, and then we're taking those animals out. Same thing with dairy. The moms are like sexually exploited. We take the babies away. Either they go for meat, or they get exploited as well for their babies, and then we just take the milk from them, and as soon as the milk declines, or they can't get them pregnant anymore, then they take them out as well. So animals are being harmed. Anytime you're choosing any of these products, animals are being harmed at the end of the day.
I mean, I guess, but I don't really buy from like big brands. Like I have my like own chickens that'd be farm.
So that doesn't really matter. So you have animal slaves yourselves. You make decisions to benefit you, but you don't really consider them.
I can't really like release them. They're gonna all die. I'm just sending them to their grave.
Yeah.
So
That's not what I'm advocating for, though, either. I don't want you to just release them and let them die. I want you to.
So I don't know, what do you expect me to do? I mean, they're chickens. They're kind of like they're gonna die if they're in the wild either way.
Yeah, like I just said, don't release them into the wild. Just stop taking things from them. There's things that you can do to help them produce less eggs, because it really takes a toll on their bodies, right? And then people forget like the whole picture. Like, where did they come from? Did they have like brothers and sisters? Like, were there other chickens that that were unalived just because of the way that they were born.
Well, I don't think chickens really like feel emotion for that. They're not like human.
You don't think that chickens feel emotions? You have chickens. You don't think they have emotions?
Well, I don't think they like. No, they don't think they can like think about their brothers and sisters. They kind of just like, you know, like eat, sleep, and like reproduce, like, you know, stuff like that, like basic animal stuff.
You mean like humans? Like, that's what humans do too. That's like
yeah,
all
but
we
we
do.
have like complex like thinking. We can like, you know, we have. It's different.
Yeah, but not all humans have the ability to have complex emotions. So then it's not a universal trait that we can, you know, say is what differentiates us from animals. Because like babies don't have that, or people with cognitive deficiencies don't have that. People with, you know, dementia, Alzheimer's, things like that. So it's not a universally applicable trait that you can say is what makes one species worthy of moral consideration versus the other.
Are you open to learning more about it? Will you sign up for Animal Justice 21? Check out the resources. I can't hear you.
Oh, wait, what?
Are you open to learning more? Will you check out the resources at Animal Justice 21?
Maybe. I mean, I'd probably want to learn more about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so everything's there. You can learn. There's a tutorial to walk you through the whole site so you can see everything. There's a lot of information on the resource page. And if you do the 21-day like challenge to do those ethical reflections, you can really like ask yourself the hard questions. Just be honest with yourself, you know.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for coming up. Are you gonna check out the resources there?
Maybe. I don't know. I'll see.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Bring Ben back up. I saw Ben the vegan farmer in here. I've seen you on other lives. I appreciate you coming in.
Hey, can you hear me?
Ben's awesome.
Yeah, and then here's Ben G. I can hear you.
Okay, great. I had to restart my phone, and yeah, sorry I couldn't jump in with that other person.
No problem. Do you want to do the next conversation here?
No, not really. You're doing a good job.
Okay. If you have anything to say, just you know.
Yeah.
Just pop in. Looks like that person's not here anymore. Chaos, yes, I do know what veganism is. Do you want to come up and talk about it?
Hello.
Hello. You're an adult, right?
I like saw this live and like I had like a question.
Yeah.
Like I seen like vegan, like the vegan. I don't know how to say that word, my bad, but like I seen like that. Are you like vegan, right?
Yes, veganism. That's what you want to say.
Yeah. Or like you guys are all like everyone here is vegan, or the people on the live.
Most of us.
How come you guys don't like eating like animal products?
Because there is a victim behind these products. Do you know how it's being produced?
Yeah. Like some lady just told me that like animal like cow, like for example cows like get raped or something like that, like they get put in and they get like forcefully bred. And like
exactly. Do you want to support such a business?
I mean, I don't want to support it, or like I'm not gonna lie, it's not like a good thing to support. Like, most definitely not. But like at the same time, though, like I don't eat beef like a lot. The only time like I'll like ever like consume like a cow product is like beef bacon at the most. But but like after hearing that, I wouldn't really want to like eat it. But like that, it was like pretty much my whole question was like asking if you guys were like all vegan.
Yeah, so all of these industries are inherently cruel. They have to unalive those animals. They have to grade them, as you said. They have to. This whole process is very violent towards all of these animals. So there is no way to do any of this in a good way. It's always the most horrible practices that you can imagine. You can go on YouTube and check out Dominion, or if you're in the US, you can look for a movie called Earthlings. Give it a watch, and then you learn what you're paying for.
Yeah, like me, like going to like the store to pay like for like a pack of like chicken or something, and then like I'll learn what like I'm paying for. Basically, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Have you ever heard like
check out animaljustice21.org.
Okay, I'll do that right now. Thank you for educating me about that.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a nice day, all of you.
You too.
Okay, yeah, that was good. Hopefully they go there and check things out. Hopefully they follow me and they come back in a couple of days, and we can talk about it more. Thank you, Ben. This person has no name and no picture.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You're an adult, right?
Alright. I would like to keep that confidential, if that's okay with you.
Well, I mean, you're over 18, right?
I'm above the age to be on this app.
Okay. Alright, so that means you're over 18, I'm assuming. Because you can't be in alive if you're... I mean, you can get in alive if you're under 18, but you're not supposed to be in alive if you're under 18. Does that make sense?
That does not, how do I describe this in the right wording? That does not follow the policies that are in place inside.
Could you explain to us the correct wording? Could you give us the right wording?
Yeah, in order for someone to go up, or should I say request up inside of live, you have to be 16 and up. So technically, the 18 and up requestment is already irrelevant.
And what year were you born?
I said I'd like to keep that confidential, respectfully.
My live is
It's
set up.
literally TikTok rules. Like, you can't be on a live unless you're 18.
Read the guidelines.
Yeah,
No,
my live
it says
is
16.
set up so that you're not supposed to be here if you're under 18. So all right, whatever. Do you know what veganism is?
Yes, and I heard pretty good arguments about it, and I heard arguments about how the only way for me to change out of veganism is the only thing I can possibly eat is meat. In which my argument will be going off that argument. So, question: why is there only one justifiable reason for killing an animal, and not many other justifiable reasons for killing an animal?
What is the one thing that you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah, for survival needs. For example, you have no food
We already have
whatsoever.
two. You're talking about survival, a survival situation.
No, I
or
said one.
Self-defense. Yeah, I'm talking about the other one. I'm telling you that there's more than one.
Okay.
But what anyone else is doing, when you buy products in a store, that is neither one of these, right? So there's no justification for this form of exploitation.
Technically, yes, because my whole claim is basically saying, oh, well, the only way for a vegan to become un-vegan is when they have no vegan options, or should I say vegetables, dairy, etc., etc. The only reason and the only way for them to change out of veganism is by having no plant vegetables, you know what I mean, around them. And that's when they'll come to the conclusion and say, hey, I have to kill this animal. It's my only way for food. Why is that justifiable?
Okay, and where are you going with this?
Yeah, so basically, as you said, the way of killing of an animal is cruel, inhumane, and, not morally okay. So, since if we take that value and think, well, killing an animal is not mentally or morally okay, we can come to the conclusion and say it's better off killing yourself than killing the animal.
So if I was stuck on a stranded island, and it was just me and another animal, I don't know if I would eat the animal or not. Maybe I would let the animal eat me. Are you going to be vegan now?
Well, again, I literally have to eat because my family cannot financially afford.
That's bullshit.
No, let me finish. They cannot financially afford the proper meals for, veganism.
On average, if you have access to a grocery store, it's cheaper to be vegan. It's cheaper to get all your nutrients from plants than it is.
Depending on your state, yes. Unless you're in a city state, that's otherwise.
Are you in a food desert? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. Yes, I'm in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts?
Farmers
There's a lot of vegans in Massachusetts, bro.
Yes, but the problem is you literally have to go to Connecticut or out of states to, guess what?
It's easier to be vegan in Massachusetts than in Pennsylvania, where I live.
That is financially false. In Massachusetts, dude. Go to Connecticut. You can get vegetables for way cheaper.
It's possible. You're just making excuses. Send me a message. Send me your address. I will send you free plant-based food, okay? We're going to bring up the next person.
I can send you my city. I won't send you my direct address.
Harry, you were up here earlier. Are you coming back up again? Oh yeah, you were that guy. Wait, I wanted to block him. I don't know how to block him now. Oh, there he is. And blocked. Thanks for coming back up again so I could find you to block you. This person is asking about cultured meat. Why don't you come up and we can talk about it? I don't see you in the invite spot here. You have to request up. Mic's not working. So cultured meat, you're asking about cultured meat. If you're not exploiting an animal, then I don't really see too much of a problem with it. I disagree with what had to happen to start the process, but it's already done. I'm not going to worry about things that have happened in the past. There's companies now that can make the cultured meat without exploiting an animal. It's sustainable, right? So I would not really have a problem with that. If they're still keeping some animals and every once in a while they have to take something from the animal, then obviously then we should improve those systems. Those animals should not be exploited like that. But I think it's kind of interesting.
And I don't even think that's how it works. I think once they have the cells, they don't need any more.
Yeah. The technology's here now.
You're gonna need the live animal.
Yeah, the technology's here now, so we don't have to do that. But in the past, I think that's what they were doing. They could only keep them alive for a couple of years. So every couple of years, they had to take more from an animal. But I don't think they need to do that anymore. So yeah, at that point, I don't really have an issue with it. I think it's interesting if you could get consent from a human, I kind of joke about it. In the future, I might offer Jake steaks. I'll give consent, and they can take some of my cells and grow some of my meat. It would be interesting. But at that point, if you have consent, I don't really see an issue with that either, right? Does that make sense?
Do you think that people would consent? Do you think that people would eat it?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe some
Really?
people
They say it was
would.
supposed to taste like pork, right?
Some people probably would. Yeah. So I don't know. It would be weird.
Might be like a weird fetish. Ooh.
All right, we got somebody with a dog. Are these puppies in the picture? Are you an animal lover? Connecting.
I see them on the panel. Rich boy. They're called.
Yeah, rich boy. It's not fully connected though.
That's weird because I see them on the panel for me as like fully connected. Is it spinning for you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's still going. Still going. We don't have anybody else requesting up either, so. People are saying that owning a pet is exploitation, just to if you're buying, do you want to come up and talk about it? If you're buying a pet from a breeder and Mad Dog, what's up?
Hey guys, I was just following along for a while. I've been on for about a half an hour now.
Yeah, thanks.
Are you over 18?
I'm sorry, what?
No, it's okay. I'm just kidding.
Do you have
No, I just think, in my personal opinion, it's impossible to be a vegan. It's just...
Do you know what veganism is?
To not use or exploit animals.
Yeah, it's the rejection of any form of animal exploitation.
Right.
And you asked what exploitation is, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, using someone in an unfair or an unjust way. And why do you think that veganism is impossible?
I'm a diabetic and I need insulin, which comes from pigs.
Okay, this is like a very much an edge case, and if you are like totally free from animal products, and if you like reject any other kind of animal exploitation, you don't go to zoos, you don't buy products that were tested on animals, you do everything you can, then of course in order to survive, this is in line with vegan principles. You understand what I'm saying? You needing that treatment is not against veganism.
So hold on, actually.
Why kill a pig just for the pancreas?
That's not true, actually. Most insulin now is not from a pig.
Yeah, it's genetically engineered microorganisms these days. It was in the 80s, it was, but it no longer is.
Okay.
Yeah, so like Ben was saying, though, every other aspect of your life, can you choose to be vegan?
I don't feel humans were meant to be vegans. Or vegetarians, for that matter.
So it's about your feelings.
I don't know if it's I would probably relate it to just habit.
Yeah, habit.
So now we jumped from a medical necessity to habits.
All right, the medical necessity was.
So you just used that one to come in here to say that it. So
what about,
this is like very subjective, right?
Do you guys drive cars?
Do you drive?
Do you live in a house?
I do, but I'm not a vegan. I've never claimed to be a vegan.
So vegans are Like it's not okay for us to be imperfect in any other aspect of life. We have to push it to perfection in every aspect because we're vegans. Is that what you're saying? Is that your logic?
And it's not even about perfection, because the thing is, like, Mad Dog, I still don't think that you're understanding what veganism is. Veganism is against the unnecessary exploitation of sentient beings, right? So when we're driving a car, you cannot pinpoint to where the direct unnecessary exploitation is, because we can argue that I need a car. Like, I need a car to get to my job because I live in a city that does not have public transportation, and I need my job in order to earn a salary. I need a salary in order to eat and feed my child, right? So therefore, that becomes a necessity, and it doesn't go against veganism. So I think you have to make sure that you're keeping in mind that this isn't about, like, veganism is not about, like, not unaliving any animals or not using any animal products, because we can argue that, you know, petrol is, you know, has derivatives in millions of years ago from animals. Like, but that's not what we're saying. We're saying about direct unnecessary exploitation, where you can, like, pinpoint to an actual sentient being that you are exploiting for your own pleasure right now without needing to. Does that make sense?
I understand, yes.
And I actually don't drive a car. So are you gonna be vegan now?
I cannot.
You don't want to. That's what you mean to say.
It's just my view that humans are meant to eat meat.
We're not meant to eat anything specifically.
But any animal that was meant to eat only vegetables has a large chamber of stomachs or multiple stomachs. Humans only have. Name one.
Jake? Name one.
But it doesn't even matter, because you're appealing to nature, and there's a lot of things in our biology and our nature that we don't subscribe to. Like, for example, taking baths, living in a home, taking antibiotics, having vaccines, taking a shit in a toilet, like living indoors and air conditioner. So you're appealing to nature just for your specific purposes, when there's a lot of other things that you don't do that we were, quote unquote, meant to do, right? Like, we're meant to live in caves. That's how we started.
It is hard to argue that.
Do you want to live in a cave, Mad Dog?
Well, no.
Me neither.
Yeah, if you're open to learning more, go to Animal Justice 21, and there's questions there that you can reflect on yourself. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next person.
Okay, no, I will go there. Don't think I won't. I will. I do want to learn more about this. So thank you guys for being educational.
All right. Well, also give me a follow and then come back up and tell me what you learned.
All right, we'll do. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Next, are you still here? I didn't see what the name was. Yeah. Are you a kid?
Yes.
All right. Well, you can't come up onto the live. I'm sorry. You can put your comments and your questions. Put your questions down in the comments. Landon Plants, what's up? I see you joining. I've seen you in some other streams. Cloudy 2 says that they're vegan. Nice.
Hello.
What's up?
You.
You're an adult, right? You're over 18?
Yeah, I'm 19.
What year were you born?
Me, 2000.
2000 and bye. Bro. Alright, Cloudy, you want to come up? What's up? Are you...
Hi.
Yeah, you're a kid. I figured that you were just saying that you're vegan to come up here and say something stupid. Alright, we need some more requests now. So, let's see. Somebody said, are you against meat? We are against exploiting animals. Like, for example, if you see an animal that was like roadkill that's already dead, and you want to go over and like eat their corpse, that's not necessarily what we're talking about. I'm still kind of objectifying that animal. Like, I wouldn't do that myself, and I wouldn't think that that's really okay. But you know, I guess there's ways of eating animal flesh that doesn't necessarily exploit an animal, like what we're talking about, right? But it's the reason that we're against eating meat is because most people just go to a grocery store and are buying this stuff off the shelf, and they're not thinking about what's happening behind it, right? Yeah, plant-based meat is a thing. Like, I literally just ate 2 chicken sandwiches that were vegan, plant-based. Blue, why don't you come up?
It's a healthy appetite too. Were they small?
They were, well, normally I just eat 1 meal in a day, so I eat like 2,000 calories in like 1 meal.
Oh wow, okay. That's supposed to be good for you.
Hi, I'm just gonna say, I wanted to answer the question that someone asked me. Said, so should it be easy to stop? It is easy to stop, because I probably eat meat, like I mean, it's mostly like fish. If I do eat meat, but I'm transitioned since like this year, learning how to make like lentil soup and all that stuff, because you can get all your protein from beans. Like, I don't think that other people understand that. And,
yeah, lentils are great.
Yeah, lentils are amazing and such a power food.
Yeah.
I haven't always been, you know what I'm saying, vegan. I think I've been, well, I'm not vegan. I can't say that yet. But I've always been like a pescatarian first. I've never really even liked meat because it disgusts me. Even when I'm eating fish, I'll sit there and I'll be like, yo, I can't eat this anymore. And I'll just put it to the side. So, yeah, it's a transition, and I'm not going to rush myself either because it's not a competition either to be the best human. But I like what you guys are talking about, and I just came to like listen, that's all.
I'm gonna throw out like a kind of an extreme example. So like if you were exploiting exploiting another human, right? And you did it like every day of the whole week, and you were gonna cut back and you were gonna just do it like once a week. Do you think that would be a good thing, or do you think it's just like less of a bad thing?
Less of a bad thing? Of course, everything is gradual. You can't everything's gradual, especially with, you know what I'm saying, what most times we're conditioned and we're trying to break habits and break things. So yeah, if you cut it down, I feel like that's still doing a good service because eventually you'll be to none.
So you said it's less of a bad thing, but then you said it's good. So that's kind of contradicting. It's you agree it's less of a bad thing.
You're doing a good job doing less because you're working toward the better goal. Is that not being good? Is that not being okay?
I think the right way to.
You can't be like.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead because.
So like if you're talking about like a scale, right? And over here it's like the worst of the worst, and then over here it's like the best, like being perfect or whatever, right?
Right. Yeah. And
living vegan is in the middle.
Right.
So if let's say you were all the way on this end and you're slowly coming towards the middle, right? It's less of a bad thing, but it's not really a good thing until you get over the middle, right? And then it's good, and then it's like better. Yeah, so you're getting there. You're making improvements.
Yeah.
You're moving in the right direction, right? You've probably already done most of the work anyway. So what's stopping you from going like getting to that middle point, that vegan point? Do you think that you could make that?
Stopping me.
Yeah, you think you could make that jump now?
I just said that. I literally only eat meat once a week.
Blue, can I ask you a question? So, because remember, we've been talking about how veganism is an ethical stance, right, against unnecessary
I just came into the room, so I don't do that.
Okay, so
but I don't want to get in too deep because I'm watching my baby right now. I only pinged up because you invited me. But
yeah.
So here's the question for you, right? We're against unnecessary exploitation.
Of course.
So if somebody was exploiting you, would you want them to gradually stop exploiting you, or would you want them to stop exploiting you right now?
But see, that thing is on me. I can cut that cold turkey. No one can exploit me unless I let them.
Well, the animals don't have a choice, right?
Right, and so that's why I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how to answer that question.
If you're paying for that, even if you only do it once a week, you're still paying for that animal to be exploited, right? So would you want to be exploited once a week or just not exploited at all?
Again, this is a weird question because if I'm transitioning, why is all these questions like pushing me to
no.
Like
because the question
was
is like, what's stopping you from being vegan? And I think the thing that's stopping you from being vegan is making that connection with how veganism is unnecessary exploitation.
But I said I'm gradually turning. Nothing is stopping me. It's a journey.
Health is a journey,
okay,
right?
That's just a question for you to think about.
It's a journey.
Health is a journey. Trying to do better for.
Once you know better. I said this earlier. Once you know better, you do better. So once I've known better, I've been on my do better. So that's all I have to say. And I thank you guys for letting me up here. And, I'm just gonna be here listening. I gotta go.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming up. Try Animal Justice 21, right? You can pledge to the animals on there, and then do it. Do the ethical reflection for 21 days, and it takes 21 days to change your habits, right? So if you don't choose any products that have animal exploitation behind them for 21 days while you're doing that challenge, and I think you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, wow, I wish I just stopped 100% sooner, right? Like once like you said, I said the same thing as you. Once you know better, you do better. And once I started looking into the things that are on Animal Justice 21, I went vegan overnight, right? Like I was taking steps like you're taking steps for my health before that, but once I connected, there's the last like puzzle piece for the animals. I was like, wow, like I'm never gonna support this again. So I think you need Animal Justice 21 was created for somebody just like you. So please sign up and do that, and I think you'll get a lot from it.
And that's every vegan's only regret, right? What is it? We always say that the only thing we ever regret is not having done it sooner.
Yeah, 100%. Ben, did you get kicked off?
Yeah, I had to respond to some messages.
Gotcha. Tony, you were here yesterday, weren't you, or the other day?
I think I probably requested up like the other day or something. I had seen the topic.
Yeah. Do you know what veganism is?
So like a plant-based diet?
That's part of it, right? Like, you can follow a plant-based diet and not be vegan, but you can't necessarily be vegan and not follow a plant-based diet. Does that make sense?
So you can be vegan but not follow a plant-based diet. So what is vegan?
I think you got it backwards. If you're vegan, you follow a plant-based diet. But if you follow a plant-based diet, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're vegan. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what is vegan then?
So veganism is an ethical principle to reject animal exploitation.
Oh, okay.
Therefore, we follow a plant-based diet, right? So that's about the animals are exploited for food. About 90% of the animals are exploited for food. So it's a big part of it, right? But there's still 10% of the other animals that are exploited for other things that aren't food.
Like fur and
exactly.
They put their body chemicals in makeup and all other kind of stuff.
Yeah, 100%. So does that
So
sound?
that's what y'all against. It's not. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
So it's not the fact that we eat animals. It's the fact that they're being exploited for other things, other than food.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was saying that. Oh, thanks for the gift. Like I was saying, if like especially like in a survival scenario, right? If you're in a survival scenario and you come across an animal that was already has already died and you want to eat that animal, like that's I don't really see a big issue with that. Like you're not exploiting that animal to eat their flesh, right? Like that animal's already
are plants
died.
Animals though.
Plants are not animals.
All right, so I mean, I don't mean like the bear of bad news, but bro, plants are animals, gang.
Plants are plants. Plants are not animals.
Plants are animals, bro. They grow and they reproduce and they eat.
Yeah, they grow. They are not born.
Plants reproduce.
Animals are being bred, and plants are being grown.
Animals are being fed, plants are being grown. When you feed an animal, it grows. That's why you feed it. That's why you feed yourself to grow.
I heard somebody say this the other day.
Do you see a difference between you and a flower?
The only difference between me and a flower is the ability to communicate and express my feelings and emotions.
That's the only difference, right?
Basically, yeah.
So Tony, there are 6 kingdoms of life. Did you know that? So one of the
kingdoms of life. What do you mean, like classifications?
Classifications. There are 6 classifications for life. One of them is Animalia, which is where the animals and ourselves fall under. The other is Plantae. There's fungi. There's Protista. There's Eubacteria, and there's Archaebacteria. So there's 6 different kingdoms of life. Plants are in a completely different kingdom of life than animals. That's why they're not sentient. Of those kingdoms of life, only been proven in Animalia. That's us and the animals.
So plants are not a living thing?
They are living things, but a living thing is not necessarily a sentient being. So a sentient being is someone who has the capacity for a subjective first-person experience and who has the capacity to feel pain and has a brain and a nervous system. Plants don't have that. Fungi doesn't have that. And all the other bacteria kingdoms also do not have that.
Because, and the only reason why they say that is because they're not able to express pain. But if you cut an onion, that's a chemical reaction. I'm sorry.
They don't have a brain and a nervous system, and you need that in order to feel pain.
They don't have a brain, but they can process food in order to grow.
No, so this is there's the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness that's already declared. There's like people who are smarter than all of us combined who have done the research on all of this. They've already declared consciousness, and plants do not meet the criteria for sentience.
So, again, if you cut an onion, there's a chemical reaction. That's a chemical reaction that makes you cry.
Does it feel to you the same cutting the head of a cat and cutting an onion? Does that feel the same to you?
Because the cat is able to verbally express pain. So when you cut if you cut a cat, they're gonna cry.
If you cut an onion, not about the cat.
I'm sorry, bro. Listen, bro. Are we adults here or not, bro? We gonna let each other talk? Like, come on.
But Tony, a chemical reaction is a chemical reaction. A chemical reaction is not the underlying reason for sentience. Like anything can have a chemical reaction. There's chemical reactions in the air. Bacteria react to chemical reactions. Like there's a chemical reaction and a reaction to environmental stimuli is not a underlying factor for sentience. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, plants are animals. That's a new one. We'll have to add that to the bingo card.
Yeah, that's the first time I heard that one. Plants are I don't mean to laugh, but that wasn't, education system has failed many people.
Are you smarter than a 5th grader? Like, that's something that we learn in, like, elementary school. Like, plants and animals, like, they're different things.
Yeah, and the saddest part is that in the beginning he sounded like he really understood what veganism is. In the beginning he sounded like he is against animal exploitation, and the first 5 sentences were so perfect, and then he started talking about plants being animals.
Yeah, that's let me see if I can do some sound effects.
No. Very unexpected.
That's a good one.
Do we have anybody else that was trying to come up? I don't know if we. Oh, we do. Z06. You have a Z06?
I don't.
You just want one?
Sorry?
Do you have a Z06?
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
Appreciate it.
So, I think as you defined earlier, veganism was like a code of ethics on like the exploitation of animals.
Yeah.
You follow those?
Yeah.
Why are you living in a house? Is habitat loss not exploitation of animals?
A house, though. Well,
Are you gonna make an exception for your rule?
Veganism is about doing the best that you can, right? I basically live in one room, right? It's a house that was already built. It's not like I'm buying it's not like I'm building another house.
You know what that logic sounds like? That sounds like, well, even though I'm essaying this girl, I'm not graping her, I'm just touching her. That's what it sounds like. You're not following your own code of ethics.
There's no victims from me living in this house,
You guys are
dude.
hypocrites.
Crazy. It's the same thing that.
Can you tell me how it's not a hypocrite statement, please?
Mad Dog, you expect vegans to be perfect in every aspect of life.
Yeah, it's your code of ethics.
Just because we want to leave animals alone, we're not allowed to live in a house. We have to move and live in the woods. That's what you're telling us.
But I get back to the point that it's not about perfection. Like, I don't think that us living in a house makes us an imperfect vegan. I think it makes us vegans living in a non-vegan world, and we practice veganism. We're practical.
They think that makes us hypocrites for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, it has nothing to do with veganism. If we could live in a vegan home, I mean, I think I would choose to live in a vegan home, whatever the hell that would mean.
Lance, come on up. You're not 18? Yeah, I'm trying to talk to people that are actually open-minded, not like that last guy who just wants to, like, throw some bullshit out there and... Yeah, Lance, you can keep asking questions in the comments and people can answer them. Lance said something about veganism being unhealthy. It's on average, people that live vegan and eat a plant-based diet are actually healthier than other people. But you can be vegan and be unhealthy too. I mean, it's not about health. Dash.
Is doing copium vegan? Like coping that hard, is that vegan?
Coping. Bro.
I mean, I'm no one to judge, but Jake did have 2 chicken burgers earlier, so not judging again.
Yeah, that's not what I normally eat. I am an advocate for eating healthy foods and tracking what you eat and things like that. I just got that. They were on sale, so I got them. I've never tried them before. I've been vegan for 2 years, and I was eating plant-based foods before that, and I've literally never had them before. It was the first time.
Well, I like to walk the fine line between like whole foods, plant-based, and junk food vegan. It just depends on the week and the kind of week that I'm having.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like today I'm having like a lentil and chickpea stew, but yesterday I had tacos, so.
Nice. Yeah, Blue. Even when you eat fish once a week, like you're exploiting that. You're exploiting fish once a week. You know, there's plant-based fish that you can get that like you probably wouldn't even really be able to tell the difference. I don't normally eat vegan meats very often. Like every once in a while, I'll get some like Beyond Burgers. Um, I normally eat. I eat a lot of soy. I got the big box of soy curls. I've been eating that for the past like month and a half. I get a lot of tofu normally. I was thinking about this earlier. I don't think I actually put. I don't think I tracked eating the soy curls in place of the tofu. I might not be getting as much iron or calcium. Isn't it? Isn't tofu supplemented with like iron and calcium? So I probably should actually track that, put that all together since I've been eating it for like a month, over a month. But yeah, I normally put everything together. I cook everything together in like one. I have a big cast iron pan, and I put a couple scoops of soy curls or like a block of tofu, and then I put in like a mixed vegetables, and then I add like nutritional yeast and a bunch of different nuts and seeds. And then sometimes I'll also have like a plant-based yogurt where I also put more nuts and seeds and some berries, and then I normally eat some like oranges for some extra vitamin C. Basically get everything, all my nutrition in like
I'm super into
one or
this
two
like
meals.
mix. Have you seen the organic super seeds mix? I've been buying that for about a year now, and I feel like it's a really good way to get like protein and fiber and the omega-3s. And the one that's like chia flaxseed and hemp seeds mixed together.
Yep. Yeah,
and it doesn't
exactly.
taste like anything, so you can put it on pretty much anything, savory or sweet.
Yeah, 100%. Like I eat that with like every meal, and then I have like pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds that I get too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same.
And then
Sesame seeds are really like I feel like sesame seeds are kind of like a hidden gem. And I also put them on everything.
Yeah, definitely. And make sure you eat some walnuts. Walnuts are like the healthiest nut for you. So yeah, I would recommend walnuts for sure. All right, we have Cody next. What's up, Cody?
Oh, hello?
How's it going?
My connection? I don't even know.
Yeah, you're on.
Oh, what's up?
Do you know what veganism is?
Yeah, but I believe so.
What do you, how would you explain it?
I would explain it as a philosophical movement that just advocates for ending all, like, sentient, the exploitation of all sentient beings.
Yeah, I think you explained it the best out of anybody today so far, so that's awesome. So are you vegan?
I'm not convinced. Well, I will say I'm not. That's just the correct answer, right? I eat cheeseburgers and whatnot, but I think I might have two potential arguments as to why it could be okay to eat animals.
All right, I'm interested in hearing them, but you know, I also eat cheeseburgers and stuff, just vegan cheeseburgers, right? I was just talking about that. Not very often, but I have.
Yeah. Well, first argument would be something like premise one, like whatever God dictates is what is morally right. Premise two, God does not dictate that we should like be vegan or like that we can't eat animals. Conclusion, veganism is not ethically mandated. Something like that.
Right,
How do you prove that God is real though?
I mean, I could give you like a fine-tuning argument for God, maybe.
And which God though? Because you know there's thousands of gods.
Yeah. And maybe so it'd be for the specific
God. My God has a different argument.
What was that?
My God has a different argument.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess then what we need to do is probably, if we were to go down this route, which I'm not sure if it'll be very fruitful to, but if we were to go down the route, maybe what I'd say is which religion has a higher probability of being true, and maybe I would talk about something like a convergence principle and talk about how like many academic philosophers align with my religion and not as many align with yours, and you would expect rational agents to converge upon the truth, hence mine has a slightly higher probability of being true, something along those lines.
The majority, someone subscribing to the majority rule, that doesn't necessarily equal like, you know, logic. But like regardless of that, like let's say that we put, because again, we can't really prove that God is real. Like that's, if that had been the case, like that person would have already won like a Nobel Peace Prize, right? But outside of religion, what can you prove your stance outside of a religion? Because if your stance is, you know, logical, then it would stand the test of being placed outside of that framework that you're using, which is not provable, right? Can you prove it outside of your religious framework?
Okay, well, I do have one contention with what you said before I answer your question. I don't think that we have to prove things for certain in order to kind of believe them or act upon them, right? Like we technically don't know that animals for certain experience pain. And given that we don't know that for certain,
we do. That's already been proven.
I'm gonna definitely have an objection to
So
that.
you think you think that your God is more likely to be real than animals experiencing pain?
No. That would not be my stance. I would say that the likelihood of both we can debate, but I would say that we can't know either of those for certain. If you want the argument as to why we can't know animals suffer for certain, I mean,
there is scientific evidence, like the Cambridge manifestation on sentience has already declared this. This is an actual study that is peer reviewed and you can look up, right? So there are no peer reviewed studies on God, right? But there are on sentience, and animals have already been declared sentient.
Yeah, if you want to learn more,
sure
sentience is day one of Animal Justice 21. So if you sign up for Animal Justice 21, you just have to put your email in. You go there, go to the very first day. It's right there. Both of the research papers on sentience are right there. You can look into them. It's literally day one.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I almost dropped something. So with regards to the Cambridge study, so in that study, I don't think that they're going to make anywhere the claim that it is like 100% certain, meaning that we cannot be wrong. I don't think that they would make that claim. I think that what they would probably say is...
Have you read it? The thing is that that's not how science works, right? Science works over the consensus of the availability of the evidence. It doesn't work as in like it's 100%. Like this paper has not been disproven. The way that science works is that they work to disprove. Like if there's another study that comes out that logically disproves it, then they would have to bring that paper down, right? But that hasn't been done thus far, right? Yeah. So there's always new studies that disprove, but they have to be at an equal or higher on the hierarchy of empirical evidence, right? And no such evidence has come out to date. So thus far, that is the scientific consensus.
Okay, so a couple of objections. Number one, you said that you could just give like a logical sort of proof against it. Yeah, I can give you a logical proof against the idea that we can know animals feel pain for certain, even if that's the latest scientific consensus. So if you want the argument, I can just start giving you the first
data, like competing with it, not your opinion.
It's not my opinion. This would be expressed in like a deductively valid structure, which by the necessity of like classical logic, the conclusion would follow necessarily.
Wait, are you saying you're going to make some deductively empirical inference?
I don't know if empirical is the right word there, because I think that this argument can work a priori. So I don't know if I'd say empirical, but yes, it will be deductive. It will be logically valid. I could give you all of the valid rules of inference that it will follow. Yeah, sure.
Sure, I mean, you might be able to provide that, like, we can hear it, but whether it's going to be sound or not, that might be a different story.
Okay, yeah, we'll see if it's sound. So premise one would be, if I don't know, or if I can't rule out that I'm not a brain in a vat, then I can't rule out that animals don't experience any pain, or even exist at all. Premise two, I don't know, or I cannot rule out that I'm not a brain in a vacuum. Conclusion, I cannot know that animals feel pain.
Okay, so that just might be an appeal to ignorance then, because you're just saying because you don't know that, like, that somehow justifies harming them. Let me ask you a question really quick, though. Like, if I were to kick a dog and that dog winces, do you think that that would be evidence of that dog experiencing pain?
Hmm?
Okay, so, I mean, like, we can actually observe that to be the case, and we can observe that to be the case with other animals. But if you deny that, then we could just stipulate, well, even if it's the case that we observe other humans wincing in pain or making any other like types of like communicative expressions, we can just imply the same thing. We don't actually know that they're suffering.
Oh, that's true. My argument would apply equally. I have to briefly go. I'll be back in something like 15 minutes, if that's all right. Sorry about the pause.
No, it's fine. I was about to drop you anyway because I'm not here to have debates like this. It's open-minded people, conversations about veganism, people that are vegan curious, not whatever that was. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think that end there was just largely like affirming the point that animals probably do suffer, though, because like he acknowledged that if we kick a dog and they wince, that's evidence that they suffer.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I'm actually, I have a lot of knowledge in that area. I've worked with hundreds of dogs, and I know about animals being in pain and about reading their behavior and things like that. So I can tell you for a fact that animals can feel pain. I mean, here's a dumb example, but the other day I have puppies here that I'm raising, and one of them ran under my foot. I stepped on their paw, and they screamed. You know what I mean? It's like it happens. You can tell that animals are not happy.
We can also like inductively conclude, right? Somebody stomps on your foot, you scream. You stomp on another individual's foot, they provide a similar reaction. They're likely experiencing what you're experiencing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have we meet the same qualifications that animals meet for sentience and the ability to feel pain. So therefore, if animals don't feel pain and are sentient, then that would disqualify us of being sentient and feeling pain. And that's absurd.
If somebody claims that animals do not feel pain, then they lack basic empathy. You can come across a species you have never seen or heard from before, and you can tell by its vocalization. If somebody hits that particular animal, you can hear the pain in its vocalization, whether you have ever heard this animal before or not. I spent a little over 2 years working at a farm animal sanctuary and took care of over 100 pigs, 16 goats, bunches of chickens and ducks, and a couple of Holstein steer. And I knew nothing about these species prior to working there. And I cannot tell you like how it enrages me when people try to claim that animals do not feel pain.
It's egregious, legitimately.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up, Sandra. Are you vegan?
I am.
That's awesome. How long have you been vegan?
I've been fully vegan for about a year. I took a gradual approach. I was able to compartmentalize for a while until I gained a little more knowledge about our food system. The first thing I gave up was all pork products. When the pigs were like actively like seeking out my friendship, I could not contribute to the suffering of the species any longer. And as I learned about the different animals I was dealing with, I would stop eating those things. But I understand the urgency to get people to stop all at once, but the human brain does not really work that way very well. people make commitments, they decide they're going to go all in, they get overwhelmed, and then they completely revert. Whereas when people do things gradually, it's more likely to stick.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that fully.
And
I think we need to watch what we say about saying like part vegan and fully vegan, because there's not really in between. Either you're vegan or you're not. So
okay, yeah,
yeah,
all right.
yeah. Like,
but I took a very gradual approach.
Yeah, you were vegan curious,
Giving
I
up
would say.
all animal products, because as I learned more, it became more important. I didn't,
Yeah.
you know, I was not given any guidance or coaching. I had very little information. You know, it was difficult for me to find things to eat, you know, that and be able to, like, with my schedule, and be able to, like, take care of myself. You know, so I did the best I could with what I had at the time.
Yeah.
And but, you know, like, people who are that seem like completely opposed to the idea of giving up something that has been part of their culture for their entire lives. You know, I've you know, meatless Mondays has been a thing, I guess, for years, and encourage them, just give up meat for 1 day a week. Start there, and that little bit lessens some suffering. And you know, but to, like, it just seems counterintuitive to me to sometimes try to push people to change everything overnight, because a lot, you know, a very large amount of, like, large percentage of those people will get frustrated and overwhelmed and just completely revert and forget about the whole idea.
So, but what you're saying there when you're talking about meatless Mondays and taking things slow, like taking baby steps, you're supporting exploiting animals. Does that make sense?
I understand that you're saying that, but
you have to keep in mind the victims.
Everybody is built differently, and the human brain does not like abrupt change.
I changed
Sandra,
overnight.
I would argue that also depends on the individual, right? And I think
absolutely it does.
And
absolutely.
one of the main reasons that I think many of us align our movement in talking about this from an ethical and a moral perspective is because that's the actual area that's going to hit home. Everybody breaks diets. Everybody, breaks habits and things like that. But when it comes to your morals and your principles, that's something that is a little bit harder to go against, right? So once we help people get to the point in which they're able to see the ethical dilemma in continuing to exploit animals, that's where it's harder for them to convince themselves to continue to do it. That's where it's easier for them to break that habit. And I think that's why we hit that point, right? Like, when I do my lives, I always put underneath as, like, why are you vegan? An ethical discussion. Like, yeah, we talk about, like, diet and things like that. Sometimes we get, off rail, but I usually try to bring it back to the ethical discussion, because that's the part that's harder to run away from. And I think that's why it's important to hit that part, because that's the part that will actually get people to go vegan, like, faster.
Yeah, I would just like to mention really quick too, if you guys don't mind, like, Sandra, I don't think that you would give this same consideration to other forms of oppression, right? I mean, I feel like if you heard about somebody abusing their children, like, you wouldn't, like, say that we should have Beatless Monday to encourage.
Okay, that is a false dichotomy. That's
it's only a false dichotomy if you take a speciesist approach, right?
No,
which I don't.
No. If somebody was beating their dog down the street, I would alert the authorities immediately. But
yeah, but what if they were slicing dogs' throats down the street, like to eat them? Would you call the police immediately on that too?
Absolutely, I would.
then why wouldn't you like do the same thing or like have the same energy towards like others that are like contributing to the oppression of not dogs, but doing the same thing?
That the animal cruelty laws in this country apply to so-called livestock, because they would shut down Duplin County.
Sure, but
So
I
the
just don't
sanctuary
understand
that I
like
worked
how
at-
we get from like we should just like encourage people to do less of this instead of just trying to encourage them to do it full stop, regardless of whether they do it full stop or not.
I'm not
Right.
I would not encourage anyone to do less. Okay? The whole idea is to do more and more and more until
So what I mean by do less, I mean like harm less or like exploit less. So like, can I then, maybe I might just be misunderstanding your position. Are you only just implying that it might be hard for some people to actually do it, but we should still, or to like abstain like completely right off the bat, but we should still encourage people to abstain from that right off the bat?
I'm saying that sometimes pushing the all or nothing narrative can be counterintuitive. That you might like.
Yeah, I don't think you actually agree with that though, because like you would say that we should push the all or nothing imperative towards like other forms of oppression, again like abuse or like racism or stuff like that. So I don't think you actually agree with that.
There are things that we have the power to interfere or intervene, and there are things we do not have the power to intervene in. I can't
but
go
do you think that we
into.
should have the power to intervene?
I can't go into a Smithfield facility down the road and like get the police to come in and stop them from abusing those pigs.
Yeah, that just seems like an appeal to like legality. I'm more talking about like the ethical position. Like we can obviously say that we can apply the all or nothing principle to all forms of oppression, regardless of whether anybody individually is going to be able to stop, full stop, like right off the bat. I think that we should be pushing for that though.
I don't think it's. I think it, like you were saying, it depends on the individual, but human brain has a very difficult time with abrupt change. And sometimes if you can't seem to make somebody understand that stopping the consumption of all animal products at once overnight against a culture they've lived in for their entire lives, then you know, like it might, and you're probably gonna, I'm sure you're gonna disagree about this, but if you can encourage them to consume less and lessen some suffering.
It's not about lessening suffering.
Oh, go ahead.
It's not, veganism isn't about lessening suffering. It's about rejecting exploitation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, so you can't support less exploitation and say that you're against exploitation.
The information that I had in the situation I was in the financial situation that I was in meeting me where I was or whatever, however you want to put it, it would have been possible for me to have done this overnight because I had no guidance. I didn't know what I could eat. I didn't know where to find what I could eat. I didn't,
Did you shop at a grocery store?
Plant-based, but no, yeah, well, but it was either like rice and beans 24/7, You know, it was rice and beans every day for every meal.
So, Sandra, like, I'm sorry that you didn't have like a more like structured support system to help you transition faster to veganism. But I think you're kind of giving a blanket statement on your experience and to like the whole vegan movement and what we should do.
It's not so easy for everybody.
And yeah, it's not. But here's one of the things we also do, right? So on top of having ethical discussions that help people kind of like, break down their cognitive dissonance, we also give resources. And I think that's kind of like what addresses your concerns is that after we say like we make those connections, then like Jake has like, the website that's in his background. Like we give like myself and some other activists that also have like their own lives. We have our link trees and we offer resources for the nutritional aspect. We offer like resources for research, for community. Like now there's like TikTok. We all have like these communities, right? So we have a lot of resources that we offer in order to kind of address these concerns that you have.
Okay.
Yeah, Animal Justice has everything there. So it's ethics focused. It has the research studies. There's a community aspect to it, and if you need help with nutrition or even fitness, there's a nutritionist, a dietitian you can reach out to. There's one-on-one coaching with bodybuilding vegans that you can reach out to.
Hawaii, Washington is a fantastic example.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all there. Will you sign up and explore that a little bit? You don't have to.
Yeah,
like you
absolutely.
can be vegan or you can be vegan curious or anything and check that out.
I've been completely plant-based for a year.
Yeah, awesome.
Maybe a little longer. But it was a difficult journey because I had no support system. And
yeah,
for me, I found it very easy to become vegan. I was actually 10 years old.
Oh wow, you're
All
vegan
it
too.
took me was to see Food Inc. I saw an episode of Food Inc. and I was 10 years old, and I said I will never touch any animal products. And I won't even go to anybody's house or restaurants because I don't want to smell the meat. I don't want to see it. It makes me vomit. And I'm an animal activist, and I have very strong love for animals. I help animals all over the world. I had 3 slaughterhouses shut down, and I have cats, and I would love to live on a farm one day and just take care of animals. I see animals as better than human beings. I'm sorry, but I see them as our children, and they should be treated the same way you would treat a child. Would you eat your children? Absolutely not. So why would you eat a poor innocent animal who has all the same body parts and organs as we do? They're only looking for love and affection and to be taken care of. I have a lot of food intolerances. I'm allergic to gluten, wheat, and soy. And I'm vegan. So yeah, did I ever think like, oh crap, I don't know what to eat anymore? And I have irritable bowel syndrome. I would never, ever eat any animal product. I would just keep searching.
And I've done a lot of that. But everybody has limitations, and it sounds like you had supportive parents.
Yeah, Sandra, I think you just need to keep the victims and the animals that are being exploited front and center, and stop trying to make excuses for other people.
I'll never go back to consuming animal products. That's a given. I just sometimes I think that some of these approaches it's not always so easy to just make a switch.
Think about the animals though. Like I said,
isn't always easy.
Yeah, you have to. Is it harder for these animals, or is it harder for you to just learn more?
I lost 30 pounds in 4 months.
Yeah, I gained 30 pounds in 4 months when I went vegan.
No, I mean like I like my body mass index was like 17 because I wasn't I just instead of eating animal products, I just didn't eat. Because
don't do that.
I had very few options.
You have options. You just said you had rice and beans as an option, but you just didn't want to eat that.
Yeah. And after you've been working in the North Carolina heat for 12 hours, and you get home and you're too tired to cook, and there are very few instant microwavable vegan options. Amy's has a few.
Yeah, so meal prep. So when you have time on the weekend, get a big pot or like a slow cooker or something like that is really good to use as well. When you get up before you go to work, just put your rice and beans in a slow cooker, leave it on all day. When you get home, it's done. It's ready for you to go. Or make a bunch over the weekend and package it up throughout the week, and you're ready to go. If you buy things in bulk, you're going to save money. If you meal prep, you're going to save time. So there's ways to do it. There's things that you can do. So take the knowledge that you've learned now and give people the support that you wish you had when you were making these decisions.
I do, because
awesome.
I found some real easy, quick, if you pop in a pouch of the ready-made rice, and then they have Bean Vivo has a vegan 3-bean chili, which I think is a little too saucy, so I throw it over rice. But it took me a while to find these things.
Sandra, can I just offer you some perspective on just because the logistics of it, there's just a million different ways you can go about it, right? But think about the activism, because I think what you're saying is you don't like certain types of activism, but you got to think about it this way, right? Think about the civil rights movement, right? Hold on, just listen for a second. On one end of the spectrum, we had MLK Jr., right? Very palatable, very widely accepted, even though there was still a lot of controversy. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you had Malcolm X. But also, different. There are huge differences there. And so both of them were fighting for the exact same thing. Some people preferred one type of activism, and it worked for certain people. And then other people, it worked on the other side of the spectrum, right? And then somewhere in between. So that's what you're going to find in the vegan world. I think you're relatively new to it. You've been around for a little bit over a year. So you're going to find that in the vegan world, there's different types of activism, and some that might not be palatable to you, and some that might, right? You got to find your tribe. You got to find the people that you mesh with. But us as vegans, we're never going to bash people who have different types of activism, because they're fighting for the exact same thing. They have a different style. And the thing is that it works. It works for some people. It works. Maybe it wouldn't have worked for you personally, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to work for other people, right? Everybody's different. So I just want you to keep an open mind when you come across different types of vegan activism.
Yeah, I just I wanted to lend a different perspective, because when people try to do things in a very abrupt overnight manner, the failure rate is relatively high.
I don't think that's the case, and I don't think you have any proof for that. So again, I hope that you keep an open mind for different types of activism.
All right.
Thanks, Sandra. I appreciate you coming up and speaking with us. Definitely give me a follow and come back another time, and let me know what you think about animal justice. If there's any other resources on there that aren't there that you would like, that would help somebody like yourself, then let me know about it. I'm definitely open to having some discussions. Thanks, Bruja. I really appreciate you being up here. And I only have time for one more conversation, and it looks like there's only one more person here in the guest requests. Was it Olivia? And maybe they're not here anymore.
So this Brahms and Ivy person, who's that?
Actually, I'm just meeting them for the first time here.
I'm actually Danielle Graves, the living Gothic doll, and Brahms and Ivy are my cats.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, nice to meet you. Thanks for coming up and sharing what you did.
Yeah, and I did do it overnight. I just said, oh, hell no, I'm never eating meat again. And that was it. Never looked back, nothing.
Yeah, the last...
I think everybody's story is very interesting on, with their last moments of exploiting animals when it finally clicked for them. And it's so wonderful that you were able to just decide so quickly, I think some people live in fear because we're conditioned so hard to believe various things that are wrong. Like, people are still coming on and talking about protein as if that isn't well proven,
Yeah.
And Jake, your story was interesting to me because you said you were at a wedding and you were eating steak and then you just stopped and that was it. You're like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
And that's just an amazing, complete shift. And so I was just wondering, what led up to that moment, because that's really compelling to me. I actually want to interview vegans and other vegans like myself and hear that moment, of what you went, when you went through the looking glass and went on the other side,
Yeah,
an amazing
so I was already eating less meat and red meat specifically for my health. Like, I was cutting back on these things. And so it was my sister's wedding, and you have to order your meal ahead of time, right? So I actually ordered that meal 2 months before the wedding, and
right.
there was 3 or 4 options, right? There was the cow option, the I don't know if it was chicken or if it was fish, and then there was a vegan option. And when the wedding came, I actually forgot what I ordered, and I was thinking I really hope I ordered the vegan option, and in that 2 months I was like I said, I was focusing more on my health, and now when I think back, I was thinking from a very selfish perspective, in 2 months I'm cutting back on eating animal product or eating meat. I'll probably I'll just treat myself to a good steak, you know what I mean, but then 2 months later, when I'm actually there, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, I really wish, I hope I got the vegan option, and they brought me out this steak, and they sat this steak in front of me. I'm sitting there, and I was so upset with myself about it, and at this point, I'm not really thinking about health as much. Obviously, I wasn't vegan, and I wasn't really centering on the animals, but that moment, I was, I took a couple bites of it, and I was just regretting it. I should have just told them, I don't want this. Can you bring me a vegan option? But I was torturing myself trying to eat this, and I ate a couple of bites, and then I took a bite, and there was a piece of metal in it. From them, I think it was from them scrubbing the grill. They had a wire brush, and there was a piece of wire in it, and I bit down on that, and I was just it just threw me over the edge, right? I was I'm not gonna eat this anymore. It just ruined my whole experience there, and I was just so upset with myself, and I was upset about that animal. It's just when it all kind of clicked for me. And I was just I'm never gonna put another animal through this again. And I was I'm just gonna not eat any animals anymore. And that's kind of when I started looking into veganism in general, was right after that. And I think after that point, I probably ate one or two meals that had milk or eggs in it or something like that. But yeah, it was basically a month after that wedding was when I decided I'm gonna be vegan. So it wasn't I did have to learn a little bit, and I already kind of made the decision to be plant-based, but yeah, as soon as I looked into it more, and it was basically an overnight thing for me at that point, and my focus shifted from being selfish and focusing on my health to being vegan and ultimately an activist too, because I wish I knew those things before. I would have changed a lot quicker, you know, like I would have been vegan sooner. So yeah, it basically when I sat down and I forced myself to really like consider the animals, I was just like, there's no way I'm ever gonna go back. And yeah, so that's kind of my story.
Yeah. So the ethical side of it, you said you're doing it for health, and then, but at some there was an ethical part of it in the mix somewhere, I imagine. Were you like reading anything, or is there somebody like it doesn't like you were influenced by anyone?
You got really quiet towards the end. I think I heard what you said though.
I don't think you were influenced by anyone in particular that you knew, but were you influenced by like somebody that you were like maybe bettering yourself, like a book you were reading or anything like that, or like where did these thoughts come from to change?
Basically, I
because you didn't have an activist like like confront you and say, hey, you need you should change your ways, right? You didn't have that in your life, did you, at that time?
No, I talked to my cat about it, and
Nice.
My cat told me I should be vegan. That's what I tell people. But yeah, there was like, basically I was like, why do I love my cat so much? You know, and I call myself an animal lover, and then I treat these other animals that I also like would, you know, if I met a pig or a cow in real life, like face to face, I would consider them my friend, you know. I'd want to treat them well. I'd want to, you know, I would never kill an animal like that. Like I would never like slaughter an animal. If I had another option to eat something else or wear something else or whatever, I would definitely choose that option, right? So I was like, why am I not vegan? I saw Pignorant was something that I watched. Like Pignorant just came out like a little bit before I was vegan, I think. So I watched that and I listened to Earthling Ed's speech that he did years ago. Yeah, it's actually also on day one of Animal Justice 21 is Earthling Ed's speech. It was like at some college or something, I think, like that.
Okay, cool.
I think it's his most popular YouTube video, so if you go to Earthling Ed's YouTube channel and then just hit the popular button, I think it comes up there.
Yeah, I'm going to go through Animal Justice 21. I'm going to go through the whole thing. I want to learn all about it. I think it's very compelling.
Yeah, so it was basically, if I had to pinpoint like the one thing, I would probably say that Earthling Ed speech. Like that's really what made me like sit down and really think about it, and yeah, so I think that's pretty valuable.
Yeah, I think your story is really valuable too when you talk to people that don't fully understand like the animal exploitation, and you're trying to get them that they can do it overnight, and you explain to them like the process that you went through. I think people can see themselves doing that, you know, because you have these moments where you're just jarred awake, and you realize like, oh my God, what is happening right now? Like everybody's wrong, you know? I mean, that must have been a very interesting thing to have happened for you to go through at your sister's wedding. Like you're trying to celebrate this, and then you have this going on, you know, that's a lot, you know? Very cool though.
Yeah, and what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. There was a vegan in like my family at the time, like my girlfriend at the time, or her side of the family, which I spent most of my time with. There was somebody that married into the family, and she was vegan, and you know, for all the holiday get-togethers and things like that, like we would always somebody would make like different vegan options, just like mainly vegan food, and we made other vegan products for them, like for their wedding as like gifts and stuff like that. But she never talked about it, right? Like she was like she like literally never talked about it. She was always super quiet about it, and but she was like, I guess if there wasn't vegan options, then she like wouldn't come, kind of thing, you know. She like excluded herself, but she never talked about it, and that kind of upset me because if she talked to me about it, like that's why I'm an activist. I blame her for making me an activist, because if she talked to me about it before, I would have been open to listening to her and learning about it. And yeah, I wish, that's why I do this live stream and street interviews, and I wish somebody like myself now talked to who I was back then. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. And people, like, I like to try to talk about veganism, but you feel like you feel like people just don't want you to bring it up, and they'll make fun of it, so then it kind of silences you. And I've had that experience in my life where you just you just don't do it.
I get bashed all over Instagram because Instagram is my page. This is more my cat's page. So being on there, I do a lot of PSAs for saving animals. I work with the ASPCA and different animal, different places and stuff like that. And usually around Thanksgiving is like, I get very depressed because of how many turkeys they're killing, and people are going to sit there and enjoy their turkeys. I'm just like, do they like not care? Like, are these people heartless? So I do a lot of PSAs on, this time around is coming, please don't eat the animals and stuff like that. And I get such bad comments and hate comments and, oh, you need meat. Who told you that? Like, that's just brainwashed. Everyone in the world is pretty much brainwashed into all of these things. And like, being born with psychic abilities from my grandmother, I am very aware of a lot of stuff. So I'm like trying to explain stuff to people, and they're like, oh, well, you need this and you don't need meat. I have all muscle. I work out every single day. I am not underweight. I'm where I need to be. So I don't know why people are like keep attacking, and they try to make it like I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. And I'm like, would you want to see your family members get slaughtered to be eaten? And they're like, it's not the same thing. Well, it is the same thing. It's a living, breathing thing that was born on the earth.
Yeah. And Jake, I think you might have mentioned this before. I wasn't even aware of this, but I'm not sure if you had mentioned it, but the animal agriculture industry, they hired like 30,000 people to troll on the internet to promote, to bash veganism and to do things exactly what Brahms had experienced. Now, obviously, there's people that are going to do it on their own without getting paid, but they wanted to have this army of like people just bashing veganism and attacking it, so that it's easier to just continue to conform to what people are doing and just follow along, because they're afraid of people thinking for themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you mention that? Did you mention that at one point? Because I Googled that. I'm like, damn, that's totally true. That there's proof that actually happened.
I don't think it was me. It might have been in a different live. But yeah, that's. I don't doubt it.
If
like,
you look it up, it's actually out there that it was exposed.
Yeah.
That they did, and they probably still do have some campaigns like that, because it's really easy to hire bot farms to do things like that. If you've ever seen a picture of a bot farm, it's like somebody with like 1,000 phones, like all attached to a wall, and they just keep spamming different people with different accounts. They do that on Twitter a lot. So
one thing
when you have that kind of thing happening, when you're getting attacked, a lot of it's inorganic. There's just bots, and then other people, of course, joining in on the bots.
One thing I do say is that these industries will do anything that they can to, make money and to keep the power that they have. So we need to do the same thing that they're doing, essentially. Like, we need to be as efficient as we can, and we need to like think outside the box and do whatever we can to try to fight against these companies and these industries that just try to manipulate. We got to do whatever we can to get the truth out there.
The problem with this is that it's a $1 trillion industry, and we don't have the resources.
Yeah, exactly. it's
I mean,
pretty
I'm
hard.
trying the best I can, and I have gotten 3 slaughterhouses shut down so far. I've called and harassed butchers.
Nice.
I'm doing the best I can. I know it's a very hard thing, but I feel like if a lot of people come together, it would be more helpful than just like one person going on their own. But unfortunately, these people are in it for the money, and I'm someone who I don't like money because I feel like money is demonic. It's a green piece of paper with dead presidents, and it controls the whole entire world. And it's just like, there's no need for it. So like, you'll do anything to make a quick dollar. Like, you don't care. I've told them, I said, you're heartless. You're gonna go murder animals outside. I called the butchers and I said, and you don't care as long as you're getting money in your pocket. And the guy started screaming at me in the language, but it's just a sick world. I don't like this world, and I just don't approve of anything that's going on, and I just feel very disconnected.
Yeah, we need more people like you to help change. And I want to say something about turkeys. So I actually raised a turkey when I was younger. She was like a companion turkey for me, and when I built that relationship with her, after that I never really ate turkey again, and I always thought it was really weird when people would eat turkey at Thanksgiving and stuff like that. And now I go with Mel and Steve, I see over here, for Project Livestream. I go to a turkey slaughterhouse that is not too far from where I live, and I show the victims that are going inside there, and yeah, they unalive like 8,000 turkeys a day, on average, and it's so crazy. Like, people don't even realize what's going on, and it's just so sad. And I feel like people need to go to sanctuaries and spend time with these different animals and learn a little bit more about them, and I think people would view them a little bit different.
Exactly. I go to the zoo a lot because I feel like when I'm stressed out or when I'm like in a funk and having anxiety, I like to be around animals. So I go to the zoo. I kiss the llamas kiss me on the lips. I have a very strong connection with animals. I feed all the deer in my yard. I rescued a squirrel. I took a squirrel in who fell from a tree, rehabilitated the squirrel. And it's like, even bugs. If there's a bug in my house, I put it outside. I'm not going to kill it. It's a living thing. It's a creature. It's here. And I have more empathy for animals than humans because humans have kind of like tormented me my whole life. But, I love my cats. I treat them as my kids, and people find stuff wrong with that. They say I'm mentally disturbed because I find my cats as my children, but they are my children. I mean, they need love, and they need, medicine and doctors and food and the same things that, people get and conditions and stuff. And for me, it's just like, I'll go to the zoos and I'm like, how do people go to the zoo, see all these animals, and go home and say they love animals, and then they just saw a cow, they pet the cow, they fed the cow, and they go home and eat a steak? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, it's really sad. I had a picture come up from years ago when I went to a dairy farm, and it was like me and my ex. We were like petting the calves, and they were separated in these little pens. They had like this little igloo and a little tiny fenced in area, and they were all like lined up. And we went, like, when I look back at like when we went there, and we were like, oh, these cows are so cute. Like, we were so brainwashed. Like, we probably ate a steak that week or something. Like, yeah, it's just like, it's so sad thinking about that. And it was like right in front of me, I was literally there, and they sell like ice cream there or something. I think we stopped to get ice cream, and like, they like literally have their calves out like a little petting zoo. Like, it's so sad. I only have a few more minutes, so I have Robert up here next. You're a dog person, Robert? Is that what I saw in the comments? This will be the last conversation. We'll have to try to keep it quick. Robert, are you there? Alright, there's one more person in the queue here, Bella. I really like that name too, Bella. What's up?
Oh, yeah.
Are you there? Alright, well, that's unfortunate. You're gonna get blocked. Alright, I got time for like one more quick conversation if anybody wants to come up. Bella, why are we friends? Oh, we're not friends. Why does it say that? Alright.
I just want to say something quick because people are like in the comments saying like don't pay for zoos and stuff like that. I don't pay to go to the zoo. I actually help out at the zoos. I help the animals at the zoos and take care of them. And also I go to do PSA videos to show them about taking care of animals and explaining to them stuff. I don't pay to go to the zoos.
Here, we'll bring BSL up. I got like 5 minutes. What's up?
Okay, so I just want to point out the reason why I'm going hard about the zoo. Oh, sorry. There we go. Sorry, I have my computer on. The reason why it's bad to support the zoo, help the zoo, pay the zoo, visit the zoo, advertise for the zoo, they literally grape the animals. They literally steal animals from their free homes to have a full zoo so that you show up. So if you talk about going there, you go there, people see you, you're advertising. It's okay to do this to other animals. It's okay to lock them in cages and have children press their face up against bars in class to look at them. So that's why I was saying, you do sound like a vegan. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to pull your vegan card. I'm just trying to more make you aware, like, hey, fellow vegan, I'm just telling you that's also exploitation. You know, you're actually
No, I take care of animals there is what I'm saying. Like, I work there to take care of animals, and the zoos that I
work on getting it to shut down instead. Shut them down.
It's not the zoos that you're thinking. It's not the zoos that you're thinking. It's like zoos, like the ones I go to, they have like the animals there that they're getting ready to like be in weddings and stuff like that. Like where I go, and I've done photo shoots there because I'm a model.
That's exploitation though. People want the animals as their background. They're literally using them for their.
Yeah, but I'm there to see how they're taken care of because I work to take care of them.
You said you shut down slaughterhouses. I'm just saying use your awesome skills to shut down the zoo and replace with something that maybe rehabilitates or takes care of animals without having people come in and pay to stare at them.
They don't pay the ones that I go to.
Or sanctuary.
The ones that I go to, they don't pay them. It's not one where you see all these kids running around. There's small, like, places that the animals are roaming, like, freely. It's not like a zoo that, like, the Bronx Zoo or something like that. It's not like the zoos that you're thinking
about. When you say zoo, not everyone has access to your specific zoo. So they're going to assume the zoo next to me is fine. I'm going to go to the zoo and spend time with the animals.
Okay, well, let me open it up. It's more of an open, free, like.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You're not one of those.
Welfareism now. This is welfareism. This is welfareism.
Okay, you don't understand what I'm saying because I'm trying to explain it to you, and you're trying to tell me what's right and what's wrong, and I know a little bit more about it than you do. So I've been doing this for years. I know I'm only 19, but like, I know what the hell I'm doing because.
I'm really not trying to pick on you. I'm really genuinely trying to help.
I know what I'm doing. And it's not the zoos that you're thinking of, and I'm trying to explain myself, and you keep going back to the same thing, but I'm telling you what I do there. We take care of the animals. There's no abuse going on.
I'm not saying that you're a bad person. You're a beautiful person. The fact that you care about the animals is huge. That really is huge. But I'm just telling you, the institution of a zoo is
Okay,
just
maybe I
slavery.
worded it wrong. Maybe it's not a zoo. Maybe it's more of like an open. It's an open field where they have the animals
Like a
running
sanctuary?
around.
Is it a sanctuary?
It might be a sanctuary. Maybe I just worded it wrong. There's no children there.
That's different.
It's a small area, like not a small area. It's a quiet area. It's a big, big field with a quiet area. They're not locked in cages.
What is the goal? What is the goal of the facility?
The goal is they just take care of animals there. They take care of animals that were going to slaughter homes that they took in, so they got released from the slaughter homes and they take care of them.
Okay, that sounds more like a sanctuary to me. Okay. You were saying zoo, so I was really concerned because zoos themselves are known to grape the animals and to keep them in ungood ways. I mean, in general, just imprisoning them so that we can look at them. But if it's a sanctuary, totally different thing, and I appreciate your work in that. And I really wasn't trying to attack you. A fellow vegan that does so much awesome work, I just didn't want you to be caught into something that maybe you weren't aware of. So I really appreciate all your work, and thank you for being up on this panel. And I'll drop. I just wanted to make sure we all understood zoos are bad.
Yeah, no, I guess I just worded it wrong, but I don't know. I saw them kind of like similar because, you know, all the animals are there, but I think you get what I'm saying now. I live in a more of like a woodsy area, so it's like quiet up by the mountains, and there's a lot of like, you know, and animals. There's farmland. There's a bunch of that kind of stuff up here. So.
Thanks, VSL. Brahms, what was your name again?
Danielle, aka
Danielle.
the Living Gothic Doll.
Okay, thanks, Danielle. I appreciate you coming up here. I guess one question that I would ask that can kind of differentiate a zoo from a sanctuary is: do you breed animals there? Do they breed animals at all?
No.
Do they so they don't let them breed? They're just taking care of them. They're gonna live their whole life, right? Like they're not doing anything. Like if they get sick, they get taken care of, right? They're not just gonna throw them out like garbage.
There was a cow. He had a broken leg, but I am also a healer. I was born with the abilities to heal, and I do tarot cards and stuff like that. I brought that from my grandmother down the bloodline. So I do healings for the animals, and also they have veterinarians come in to give there was a diabetic sheep. The diabetic with sheep, they would get the insulin every day. So they have all of that type of stuff over there.
Okay, great. All right, well, thanks everybody for joining today. I will be back maybe tomorrow. Yeah, probably I'll try to do it tomorrow, a couple hours. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Springer. Oh yeah, Springer. I put a comment in the other day. I didn't see a response in the other. I think it was another stream. You should look. Did you look up marchforanimals.org? There's something going on later in September near you. Marchforanimals.org for anybody that's watching or listening to. It's a march to abolish animal testing. It's in New York. It's a 200-mile march. You can join. It's starting in Albany and going all the way to Marshall Bioresources. You can join for a day. You can join the march for a day. You can join at the beginning in Albany. We're doing an event at the Capitol, I believe, and then there's another event at the end at the breeding facility where they breed animals for testing. So you can join the whole march for 2 weeks, or like I said, any day. You can come in the middle and march a day with us. Try to spread that around to other people. If you want to donate to help the march, you can donate to Animal Justice. There's a Give Butter site. I don't know if I have that posted on here. It is on my YouTube channel, so if you have YouTube and you want to help support financially, you can go to the Give Butter link on my YouTube and support a couple dollars, and most of that will go to the march right now, and then the other projects that we're working on too. But that's what I'm trying to raise some funds for that. I'm gonna do some. We might be able to match donations soon. I got to get it all verified and accounted for. I think I'm gonna start doing some things, starting in August, to try to like raise some funds, not only for the Animal Justice Network and Animal Justice 21, but also to give back to other activists. So keep an eye out for that. Let me know if you want to help with that, and I'll have some more details on that soon. So thanks everybody, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.